Hey everybody, it is Meta Monday. Welcome to Masters of the Metaverse here on the Zombie Orpheus Entertainment channel on Twitch. I'm your host and GM, James Durham. Joining me at the virtual table, I have Chris Odie. I have Sean Franklin. I have Vanessa Postel.
Hi everyone.
And I've got Mark Thomason. And of course, we've got Leo on tech back in the real studio, which is one of the only reasons we know that there still is a real studio. I'm not even sure I would know how to do this show in the real studio anymore. It has been so long.
True.
So what exactly is Masters of the Metaverse? Anybody want to take this one? Anybody? Chris? I'll let Chris answer.
Voluntold, sure. Masters of the Metaverse is an interactive Twitch-based show in which we inhabit various characters throughout time and space and avatars. We are pilots with these awesome powers we've picked up from other avatars in the past, or at least some of us are. Some of us are just highly trained special forces type folk. I am not in either character or real life. That's why I have this beard. But it is the most interactive show that we could possibly come up with and allows you to take control of the show through such wonderful things as hack attacks and rules of cool and playing around with our abilities and other stuff. I haven't said anything like that in like a year. I feel so rusty and fuzzy. Hi, folks.
You are fuzzy.
Thank you. I can't shave this and I can't trim this until I get rid of the poof up here. And I don't want to go back into the barbershop yet, so
I understand that. I kind of like the beard you got going myself personally, but
I mean, I'm never going to catch up to you, but it's just always going to be more. Just it's curls is what it does.
Not with that attitude, or not.
I have vowed not to cut mine until it reaches wizard length. So we'll see what happens there.
I encourage this from all of you. Please, wizard beard.
I keep shaving mine because Bruno would never wear a beard. So
no, he wouldn't.
When you stop having me play Bruno, then it grows out for a while, and then I got to trim it off again.
So hey, in addition, look at that!
Hashtag MetaPoint.
Thank you, chat. Wow, thank you guys.
Thank you.
All right. Hey, in addition to that great store full of all kinds of cool items, we also have our weekly supporter polls. That's right. Which if you're not a supporter, you should be a supporter because you're watching us and you clearly want to influence the show and pick who your favorites are, and you get all kinds of other really cool perks for being a supporter. It's not just Masters of the Metaverse. That's just one tiny little fraction of what Zoe does. It's my favorite part personally, but I'm a little bit biased, being as I'm heavily involved in this and less heavily involved in other ones. So, take that with a grain of salt. But you should check out how to be a supporter, and while you're at it, check out the Fantasy Network because there's so much cool stuff on there. You don't want to miss it. So hey, I got those poll results. Does anybody want to know? Anybody?
I would like to.
All right.
If you don't tell us, can we just make up our own numbers?
Maybe someday, Chris. You could just say that's how it works, and I really can't do anything about it. But I do actually have poll results, so let's go with those this week. And because Vanessa asked first, I'm going to go with Vanessa first. You in one category, you were clearly the winner, Vanessa, because not only do you get +8 to a roll today, but you get +2 to a roll. So you have 2 different bonuses you can use: 8 for one and 2 for the other. Yep. But you know, in the other category, not so good. You only get the +10 health for today. So.
That's all good. Thank you.
There's a disparity in the voting base on this, and I'm not really quite sure how that all works. For Chris, you get +4 to a roll today, and +30 health. So again, a little disparity in the voting base there. For Mark, you get +6 to a roll today, and also +30 health.
All right.
John, you get +2 to a roll today, and +10 health.
That's a bunch of bull.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, we're starting
Watching
already.
last week, it makes more sense.
Yeah, it does. It does very much. And hey, I get +4 to a roll and +10 health. So for the second week in a row, I didn't come in last. So na. Take that.
Oh, it's the Brady Bunch song.
Yeah,
When
it's time to change. Time to change.
There you go.
Hey,
Well
in
done, Sean.
Sounds good.
addition to that, I've got some special supporters I would like to thank. So Jeremy L. Huber, thank you.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Jason Straw, thank you.
What? Jason? Wow.
Thank
okay.
you.
Whoever that is.
Ryan Niskola, thank you.
Hey, don't know him either, but thank you.
But yeah, thank you to you guys. And again, become a supporter if you're not, and if you are, thank you. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate every single one of you supporting us. So hey, last week, Masters of the Metaverse. Our heroes ventured to a familiar metaverse in a less than familiar time, intent on once again restoring the timeline to its original course by rescuing one captured Ray Delamano from a POW camp in Vietnam. Using their skills, guile, and teamwork, our heroes reached the heavily fortified POW camp, only to learn that the metapilot responsible for altering the timeline has in fact warned the soldiers there to prepare for the heroes by setting some kind of diabolical trap. Will our heroes be able to save Private Ray, or will they become victims of this rogue metapilot's insidious plot? Let's find out.
Yes, let's.
Below you still is the POW camp with the surrounding double walls and the only 2 entrances heavily gated and blocked. The arrayed soldiers and patrols being conducted down below and all the heavy armaments there. You know that nearby in the jungle, Corporals Cook and Worth have located a tunnel entrance, which Corporal Cook is certain with his mastery of tunnel warfare that, in fact, there is a path that leads within the POW camp within those tunnels.
Oh yeah, you just gotta find it. Might take a little while, a couple days, months, maybe a year, tops, maybe 2, but it's there. Yep.
So the question is, how are you going to get Private Ray out of that POW camp? And what about all those other poor POWs in there?
What's the plan, Sarge?
First of all, Cook, put down the beer, okay?
That's actually infused with vitamin C.
I don't care what it's
Sarge,
infused with.
No, this is turgid orange juice. Capybara have a problem processing vitamin C. We're prone to scurvy. It's actually quite true. We can't make it ourselves.
Is there alcohol in it?
No. Ish. Sorry, Sarge. I'll go back to eating.
All right. Now, when you were in the tunnels, what'd you find out?
Well, I found out those tunnels were windy, Sarge. They went like this way and that way and up and down, and a couple of them turned back on themselves. But they were well done. I thought they were pretty pretty well-made tunnels, to tell the truth. My hat is off, metaphorically speaking, to the designer, or at least the builder of said tunnel.
Time
Yeah,
out. Just an interlude for anyone who wasn't here last week. I think it's important to let people know that we're all animals at this point. Yes.
They are all anthropomorphic soldiers in
Yes.
the Vietnam conflict.
Indeed. I'm a bull.
That's right.
Chris?
I'm a capybara. Who knows capoeira?
Sure. And Hiss?
I'm a snake.
Mhm.
Let me get my hands out of the way.
Yeah. And sir? Hello? Corporal!
Yes, sir.
Squirrel!
Yes, Sarge.
Over here. Over here. What kind of mammal are you?
I'm a beagle, sir. Sarge.
Indeed you are. Carry on. Anyway, back to the story.
I like Sir Sarge. It's like you're a commissioned, non-commissioned officer.
Yes.
He's a beagle. I let him slide, and he can't help himself.
Fair.
It's true.
All right. So, in your exploration of the tunnels,
Yes, Sarge.
are there any appropriate ingress points to that camp without being spotted?
Yeah, absolutely, Sarge. No problem. Take you through there, lickety split.
All right. Very well. How big is it? Because being a bull, I can't fit everywhere.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he went
That
Nate
was-
too much.
There you are.
Hey,
Now he's back.
I'm back now. Was that me?
You in a food coma again, soldier?
Yeah, sorry about that, Sarge. I got to cut back on the sugar. Bit of a crash there. No, it's I'm honestly not exactly sure on the tunnels dimension-wise, as I am especially adept at fitting into spaces in which I should not fit. So I think you could make it. That would be my answer.
Well, I'm pretty sure for certain that you and Hiss can make it.
Yeah.
Hiss,
Let me
Hiss-
make a tunnel knowledge check. I'm sure that's something I can do.
Oh, absolutely. It's something you can
There we
do.
go. I'll make it on the dot because apparently I don't pay much attention when I'm in the tunnels.
You believe that he could fit it? It'd be a little tighter on his much larger frame than on some of you, but he could fit.
I don't want to say you're big bones, Sergeant. It's just that it might be a bit of a compression situation, but I have faith in you.
Very well.
Especially if, we like, never mind. I'm going to skip over that joke. Too much.
If I what, Hiss?
Nothing. No. I'm going to change the subject. I am a snake.
Yeah. You mind your tongue, Snake.
Sarge, I don't know if you'd be interested, but I feel obligated to remind you that my anal glands are quite lubricationists. That could be something to help you through if we needed to go down that road.
See, that was what I wasn't going to mention, and you, took it way further. Thank you.
Yeah, I was reading your mind there, Hiss. I like how you think.
Thank you, Corporal Cook. I really like the way you think, too.
All right. You're not exactly brimming over with confidence, so I tell you what. You and Hiss obviously will have the easiest time fitting through all the tunnels and twists. So you guys are going to take point on this. I want you guys to sneak in there, find out what you can, report back to us, and then we'll plan either an extraction or an all-out strike.
Sounds good, Sarge.
Sounds good.
Fair enough. You've got the beginnings of the plan. And
Beagle.
of course,
Beagle. Here. Here, boy. Move out.
Not a very good job.
then of course, I will remind you that you also have 6 Marines with you, 2 of whom are wounded and having a little trouble moving around, and 4 of them are fully capable. They, however, are unarmed as they were prisoners when you rescued them.
I mean, I'll happily give them one of my weapons.
Some of you do have some spares.
Yeah, we divvied those up after the last skirmish.
With various improvised explosives.
Mm-hmm. So, Hiss and Corporal Cook are going to head back to the tunnel system. Is that what I'm gathering there?
That's
Yeah.
what it sounds like.
Indeed.
And I know
Yeah.
these tunnels. Do I know these tunnels or not?
Not these particular tunnels, no.
Okay. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
All right. Corporal Cook, having been there once before, leads you back to the tunnel spot fairly easy. And you're pretty impressed with when you get there. They took some time to hide this entrance. If Corporal Cook hadn't pointed it out to you, you might not have found it yourself. It was a rather ingenious hiding method for this particular entrance. And then descending down underground, it's pretty dimly lit. The electrical wiring is pretty sparse, and light bulbs only hang up about every 300 or 400 paces down underground, making long patches of almost pure darkness as you make your way through. As you're going into that tunnel system, you follow it for probably 600 or 700 paces before you hurt your first branch off. And there are tunnels going to the left and right and continuing ahead. And then can I get notice checks from the both of you?
Yes.
Make it by 4.
What is my notice?
It should be on that sheet, and you could...
I missed it by 2. Sadly.
Missed it by 2. All right. You are following Corporal Cook, and because he's in the lead, is the only reason that you don't hit the tripwire that's laying across the floor right at that 4-way intersection that Corporal Cook notices just before the two of you bump into it. Well concealed and strung across the floor is a tripwire, and nearby on the sides of the two passages are a pair of claymore mines pointed in your direction.
Well, this is unfortunate.
What was that?
This is unfortunate.
Yes. So glad that you noticed when I did
Yeah,
not.
no problem.
Okay. How are we gonna? What is pointing to us?
They are claymore mines built into the walls. But looks more as though it would be designed to collapse the passageway and, probably turn you to hamburger in the process, but more designed to collapse the passageway.
Might be worth it to disengage this here booby trap, given that we do anticipate coming this way again.
I think that's a great idea. I have those skills.
You happen to be very talented with demolitions, and now that it's been pointed out, you could probably disarm it, as it's merely a common tripwire.
I will attempt to assist her if I can.
You absolutely can attempt to assist.
A snake and a capybara are hanging out in a tunnel.
Yes.
Okay.
Which is funny, because some snakes are actually predators of the capybara, but you do appear to not be of that type, which I appreciate it.
I'm super cool with you. We're good. I beat it by 10.
Beat it by 10. Oh.
I give you beat it by 2, so I give you some sort of bonus.
Yeah, bonus of 2 on top of that. So you ended up beating it by 12. Not only are you able to disengage the tripwire, you're able to add 2 more claymores to your explosives collection to take with you for later.
Exciting.
Those will be useful.
Those will be so useful. Let's see what we do with them later.
And because of your expertise in tunnels and your inability to become lost, no matter how complicated, you are fairly certain the left tunnel in this 4-way intersection is the main tunnel, Corporal Cook, and probably has the best chance of leading towards the POW compound.
So this here on the left, I do believe, is the main tunnel, Miss Hiss, Saigon. But I think it may be appropriate for us to be wary, as there may, in fact, be the enemy down this tunnel here direction.
All right. I think that's a really good idea. I could slither ahead and, stealthily make sure.
Can you taste anything on the air that is of the non-us persuasion?
Oh, yeah, with my forked tongue.
Yep.
Can I...
Give me a notice check.
Great. Maybe I'll do better this time for this one. I beat this one by 3.
Beat this one by 3.
Yeah,
it is, for a moment, hard to tell between the old and new traffic, but you are fairly certain that a goat passed through here fairly recently.
I let him know that there was a goat.
Are we looking for a goat? No, I thought we were looking for a weasel.
Yep.
Like a goat, or like a people goat?
Like a people goat. But yeah,
Okay.
a goat. A goat soldier.
A goat soldier was here.
They have a rather distinctive taste in the air.
Yeah, they stink. Especially if they're a boy goat. Boy goat doesn't smell good at all.
That's a fact.
That's correct.
In my attempt to live healthily, I bought some goat milk once. This is besides the whole, thing we're doing here. I'd say, hey, I'll try some goat milk. Why not? And I drank some goat milk. And you know what? It tastes exactly like I would think the inside of a goat's breast would taste like.
Yep. Sarah's parents used to raise baby goats, and she has several good stories of the baby goats, including one in which they got loose inside the house and began bouncing around the kitchen. It was funny.
That's
If you're
adorable.
ever having to care for the young offspring of most other mammals and you don't have their traditional breast milk to feed them, goat's milk is an excellent substitute, for the record.
Interesting.
It's true.
I
It is
believe.
Plan B for every animal, including goats.
Did she at least put pajamas on the goat?
I hope.
And Plan C for humans.
Did the goat have pajamas?
No, but it did get its foot in the sugar dish bowl thing.
No.
Not at all the same. Not at all the same. Not nearly as cute.
So cute. Thanks for telling us about that.
Yeah, no problem.
Now, enough goat anecdotes. You believe that a goat
Their
soldier
dog
is
thought
passed
that it
in?
was a goat for a while and started trying to bounce, and that's its own story. It failed to jump up on the trash cans. Sorry, I'll stop with the goat stories now. This is the sort of thing the Beagle should be doing because he gets a bonus to anything he does. Can I take his ability from? I don't have that ability. That was something Andy had. Damn it. Oh well.
I love the idea of us standing there talking about the goat stories. And you
Hey, when you're deployed for months on end, you tell all kinds of stories. So that is totally appropriate, actually.
Yeah, it's very true. People you're deployed with learn the things about you that you don't even tell your best friend.
later, I'm going to write a song about the goat with its little hoof in the sugar bowl.
I like it.
FYI.
I like it.
But yeah,
Anyway,
goat
goat.
definitely passed through here fairly recently.
What about, can I taste smell the other passageways for animals?
The other ones are fairly light, as though traffic doesn't go through them very often, but as you're tasting the air down this left fork, you're pretty sure there's a lot of traffic.
Okay.
going
Can I make a check? What would this check be called? A remember last week check. To see if I can remember the animal nature of the rogue metapilot that we saw in that vision in the
Absolutely.
thingamajigger. Not stained glass crystal ball. That's what they're called. I beat it by 7.
Beat it by 7.
Unless that's a sorcery check, then I beat it by 5.
Either one of those is more than enough to succeed. His anthropomorphic type was fox. He was
Okay.
a fox.
Not a goat.
Fox.
Interesting.
And you ever knowing what the fox said?
No idea.
No.
That's such a great song.
All right, well, shall we down the goat path?
Absolutely. Ladies first. You want me to go first, ma'am?
Oh, I'll go first.
Okay.
Can I get stealth checks from the both of you, assuming that you're trying to be stealthy?
Definitely. Very stealthy.
I'm going to fail by 3. I continue to prattle on about goats for a little while.
I got mine right on. I rolled a 16.
All right. You guys begin making your way down the tunnel, which goes through about another 500 paces. And while he's telling you a goat story, you come right around the corner into a carved out room that also has a couple of passages intersecting it. And as you enter into the room, there's a pair of goats in the NVA uniforms who had just walked in on the other side of the room, and their goat jaws are hanging open as they gaze upon you, telling your goat stories. So, to
I'm
see if
not
they
saying
get
that
a
goats
chance.
stink. I'm just saying that when you're around a goat, it's usually oh crap.
So to see if they get a chance to perhaps yell an alarm or maybe do something, we're gonna roll initiative and see what happens in this very brief moment to see if you can stop an alarm from going off or for someone calling for help in this underground passageway and betraying your stealthy incursion.
25.
That's really good.
Oh, roll initiative.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not bad. Lower than 25. I'll get a 16.
Ooh.
16. Still good enough to beat my 15. So both of you are going to get a chance to do something before these goat soldiers are able to bellow out an alarm or call for help or make any other sort of noise which might be heard by anyone nearby.
I think they
Question
bleat.
is,
They bleat.
they
Like
do.
And they scream. Ah!
That's why they sound like people.
Well,
Well, yes,
Do I have? Is it my turn?
you're going to be going first. You've got, despite the both of you and them walking into this room on opposite sides at the same time, your reactions are just a touch faster, and you're going to get to do something before perhaps they can bleat or scream for help.
I would like to sing them into a deep, deep sleep, using my bardic powers of performing arts.
So you're going to sing within the tunnel.
Yeah, very quietly.
Okay.
You sleep, little goats. Put your hooves in the sugar bowl. Put them in and sleep. Sugar bowl, 'cause... Okay.
I'll go ahead and give me that product performance. I
good work for me.
appreciate this.
Please go.
I feel a little tired now.
I beat it by 3.
Beat it by 3. Their eyes roll up into their head for a minute, and the two of them take a couple of stagger steps forward before collapsing across the room from you and landing almost neatly on top of each other in a little cuddle puddle. But as they hit the ground, you hear from the left passageway leading out of this room, and where you can see light, and you're not really sure exactly what's over there, but you do hear the distinctive NVA voices when someone says, "Do you hear singing?"
Oh, are they affected by it?
That's what you hear over there. So we're going to cut to Corporal Cook next.
All right.
So it does appear there may be more incursions into this area. So if I can picture this, so we're on one side of a tunnel room, and on the other side is the goats, correct?
Yeah, who are now laying on top of each other, asleep. And then there are passages to the left, right, and where the goats came from. And you heard to your left is where that voice just came from.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, then I think I shall set up an ambushing type position on the where that would enter into the room, like outside the. Like if this is the tunnel, then I'll be on the side of the tunnel.
Gotcha. You move over and position against the outside, and getting that close to it, you can tell that it's less of a tunnel and more of a, almost like a carved doorway into another small cavern, kind of circular, but no other passageways leading out of it. But a couple of cots set up, and a couple of soldiers are in there. And one of them was the one that mentioned something about singing.
There you go.
But you are in an ambush position, as you can hear them rising to their feet and getting closer and closer to that opening. And then the first one steps through, and he kind of has to duck his head to step through because he's a panda. And he's kind of bulky for being in a tunnel.
Yeah.
But he's down in here and ducks through the doorway, stepping right into your ambush zone. How are you going to ambush him?
Well, can I tell if there's another one behind him or just this one?
You can hear another set of footsteps behind him.
Yeah, I'm going to wait. I'm going to let this one walk in.
All
I'm gonna
right.
ambush the second one. Although when I ambush the second one, I'm gonna yell out to Miss Hiss. I have an idea on how she can stop this guy quickly.
I like it. As the panda makes through, following him through is a squirrel who is as comically large as the panda is for being in this giant set of tunnels. The squirrel is comically small for being
Oh.
in this set of tunnels. And it's about waist high to you as he makes his way out. And you are in an ambush position on the squirrel.
Okay, cool. Well, the squirrel is gonna be pretty simple then. I'm much larger than him, and so I am just gonna tackle him, jump on top of him, and sit on him.
Give me a fighting
And
check.
yeah, no problem. And then as I do that, let's see, I will roll a. I'll make about a 3. As I do that, I'm gonna yell out to Hiss Saigon, sing a love song, a get it on song. Pandas don't know how to do anything with sex. I think it'll confuse him, is my thought. Like if she,
Yeah.
they wouldn't know what to do. He'd be stupefied, just stand there looking all stupid and panda.
I'm in Penetron, baby.
Tackle this squirrel, knocking him to the ground and sitting on top of him, where he struggles in vain to break free as he is significantly smaller than you. And of course, shouting your idea, or less shouting and more speaking because you're in a tunnel and pretty close together
Right.
to Hiss. And because they didn't have a prepared action coming through that doorway, you're actually going to get a chance to act before that panda can bring his gun to bear and fire off any rounds. So,
Fair.
well, what is your plan in dealing with this oversized panda inside this very small cave?
Oh, panda, I love your way. Oh, panda, I love your colors and your heart. Is he wooed?
Give me that bardic performance.
Don't matter if you're black or white.
I will eat your bamboo no matter what. Oh, okay.
Now, see, that's just 4. The panda's really not going to know what to do with that. Like, that's going to confuse the whole heck out of it.
I beat it by 5.
Beat it by 5. The strangest mixture of confusion and arousal fills the panda's eyes, as though he simply does not know how to respond to such forward and obviously romantic suggestions.
I'm so romantic for you, I say specifically.
And so he begins, looking first around the room, then at himself, and the more seconds pass, the more uncomfortable he's clearly becoming.
Yeah, I look at him with like the biggest snake googly eyes.
And then he begins running down the right-hand passage full speed, dropping his rifle in the process, and seemingly just trying to get away from that situation.
But I love you. I say, no, don't go, as the panda runs.
And he stops right at the doorway, again confused and uncomfortable, looking over his shoulder, looking at the goats, looking at you, looking at the squirrel, and just continually looking confused.
Slithers seductively.
I love you so much, panda. Are you going to stay and be mine forever? Just more singing and
And
wooing.
with that, he curls up into a ball and wraps his arms around his head.
I back off.
Finish him.
Now just rocking back and forth on the floor, curled up into a ball with his arms around his head.
Are there any blankets anywhere in the room?
And not in this one, but in the adjacent one that he came from, there's a couple of cots with blankets on them.
I'd love
One
to
is a really comically big cot, and one is a comically small cot.
I'd love to get his blanket and put it over him so he's comforted while
This entire time, the squirrel is still struggling in vain to get free from your corporal cook, but he just can't seem to get anything more than his tail out, which annoyingly swishes back and forth across your face every so often.
Man, I got to remind myself that it's just tough because, I mean, squirrels are, we're Oh, that's what I could do. Sorry, my brain was like,
Because you're
what's the term?
rodent kin.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, we're not family. We're order. That's what it is. We're ordered together. So I'd like to put a paw over the squirrel's mouth and say, now look, little buddy. Here's the thing. You and I are both rodents. I have the upper hand. I would prefer to not imbue harm upon your rodent little body. However, if you do not do as I say, I will have no choice. And while he's distracted listening to my voice, I'm going to punch him in the head and knock him out.
Give me a fighting test, Corporal Cook.
No problem. Ooh, double ones. Boom, snake eyes.
He is so fascinated by your words that he doesn't see the fist incoming, even though it lands right between his eyes, forcing them to cross for a moment before closing as his head rolls back. And his tail ceases going back and forth across your face and collapses to the ground on his limp, prone body.
Poor
You think you
buddy.
might have even broke the poor little guy's nose.
Oh.
Oh, no!
On the plus side, a squirrel with broken nose might be even cuter because it'll just be like squeaky squeak through the nose. Let's bind these guys up. We don't know how long they're going to be down.
All right, you tie them up.
I go and get the little squirrel's blanket too.
Aww.
Do the goat? Okay, the goat.
The goats have not woken up. They are snoring at this point, and it's kind of a disturbing sound. You've never heard goats snore before.
They're so tired. Screaming about the sugar bowl. Their little poof.
By the way, I don't know. Do we know if Hiss, are you a venomous type or a constricting type or neither? Just wondering.
Neither.
This is a viper.
Yeah,
A viper.
viper. So venomous. So guys, the last show, I remember. Oh God, the venomous explosives in their eyes.
Oh yeah.
That was horrible. Anyway, that was my venom.
Yeah, it was pretty tragic.
I like to think of you as less venomous and more filled with the juices of life.
Thank you. That's exactly how I think of it as well. And if other people are affected by that,
Life juice.
Yep, it's a thing.
one day I'll find someone who can handle my venom. Perhaps another viper, a venom immune goat.
Hey, if they can't handle your venomous, they don't deserve you at your whatever.
That's what I'll tell the panda if I ever get to talk to the panda again.
All right, you've got your two prisoners tied up and gagged so they can't scream for help. And the two goats are still very fast asleep. You could bind them up too if you wish.
Yep.
All right. And I assume pack all four of them in the little side room that the panda and squirrel were sleeping in?
Yep.
All right. And again, your tunnel knowledge once again tells you that path the goats came out of across this main cavern is probably the one that leads into the compound.
All right.
So we should look alive because pretty soon we're going to be out in the middle of the compound. And the odds are good at that point that we're going to be checking in on our compatriots, and then we won't know what's going to happen to us. So don't be afraid when that happens.
I won't. But I'll be here for you if you need any extra support.
I feel comforted already, and knowing that you're not a constrictor makes me more likely to accept and embrace.
Yes, I cannot constrict you. I have tiny, cute little arms, so the hug would be really cute.
I like it. It's like hugging a small Tyrannosaurus Rex without legs.
A noodly Tyrannosaurus Rex.
We keep going out.
All right. You guys cover another 400 or 500 paces. And at this point, you can feel that you're like going down that hillside slope. And then it flattens out for a little bit. And you can see actual sunlight filtering in ahead, probably another 200 paces forward. Not artificial light.
Yep.
And getting closer and closer, you can hear a variety of voices speaking and different conversations as you get closer and closer towards that light, and still staying back so that you might not be seen. You can see that this tunnel ends at kind of a dug into the ground like bunker type enclosure with a few ladders that go up into daylight. And judging by the sounds, it's that bunker's inside the compound.
We should radio Sarge and let him know what's going on.
Let's do it. Do you
All
have
right. You fire up the old radio and send your distorted voice through the airwaves.
I try to time my voice so that I make it distorted as I say it in to compensate for the breaking up so that he hears it correctly.
Go ahead. You're communicating with him on the radio.
Sarge, we've made it inside. Never mind. We found some guys. We tied them up. Yes, Sarge. Oh, wait, that wasn't to me.
You're Cook. Worth, get over here.
Yeah.
Worth.
Yeah, boss.
Listen up. Getting communication from Cook. Go ahead, Cook.
Yeah, Sarge, we've gone through the tunnels. We ran into a few hostiles. They have been dehostilized. And we now find ourselves preparing to enter inside the compound. Would you prefer we continue on, or should we come back to you? So I think technically you sent us on a scouting mission, if I remember correctly.
Is the hostilized a word?
I said it. You knew what I meant. So
It is
yeah.
now.
Okay.
Any idea about their defenses?
Well, we haven't seen much so far. Just personnel, lightly armed.
Lightly armed. Thinks there'd be more than that since they've been warned of our approach.
Smelled a goat, Sarge. I mean,
What's
I
that?
didn't. I didn't smell a goat, but His Saigon smelled a goat.
big time?
Yeah,
A goat or the goat?
a goat, not the goat. I'm thinking this time and place that would be. Who would that be? I thought I had it for a moment, and the joke went out of my head. Never mind.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah, come back to you later.
It
Do you have any idea from your position where the POW is being held?
You mean within the compound?
Right.
No, not yet. I mean, we can exit. I just thought I should check in with you before we got. I don't know if things are going to get hot when we get out of this tunnel or not.
All right. Fair enough. Hold tight. Hey. All right. So Worth,
Yes, Sarge.
we can't stay here the whole time. We obviously have to go in and get our guys out of there. We have these soldiers with us, these Marines with us. We're gonna have to keep them safe as well. So, what I'm thinking now is we bring the Marines with us. Those of them that can't travel very far, we'll just kind of leave them inside the mouth of the tunnels so that at least they're undercover. Those who are able-bodied, we'll bring them as backup as we catch up to Hiss and Cook. And then once we're together, we'll plan our strike. You have any input on that?
Sounds good to me.
Go ahead. No input, no insight, no.
You're the boss, Sarge.
You're always so damn agreeable, Worth. Don't you ever have any kind of opposing thoughts at all? Do you always just kind of acquiesce to whomever is leading the pack? Is that your thing? Is that your MO?
You're the Sarge.
Right, but see, you're a corporal, which means you're an up and coming NCO, which means you have developed the ability to think critically and to give useful input to the NCOIC of any particular element to which you happen to be attached. So, you got anything?
It sounds like a good plan, Sarge.
All right, Cook, hold tight. We'll be coming at you. We'll follow Hiss's trail. She kind of leaves a distinctive pattern in dirt. So
You're coming through as well, Sarge. Is that what you said?
yeah, I mean, do you still say that I'm big enough to fit through the path you took?
Yeah, I think you'd be just fine, Sarge.
All right, fair enough.
My only thought right now is, since some of us are outside, some of us are inside, it might make sense to have some of the folks on the outside make some sort of noise, and then we could extract all of these people and disembark.
Well, if you want plan something other than Goma Pile, guess we need to #personality for Mark towards pilot.
There you go. There you go.
Is that 2? It looks like 2.
Yeah.
Towards pilot. Yeah.
Oh, Sarge, by the way, I figured it out.
Oh, go ahead.
The goat? Well, it's one of two options. I figure it's either Bill Russell Terrier or Muhammad Kali.
Out. Now you see that, Corporal Worth. See how he gave his opinion and a thought about a possible way of proceeding forward with our plan. You see how he did that?
The distraction.
Right. It was thought out. There was an input that he gave to me to help me make an informed decision. You see how he did that?
Yeah, Sarge.
Right. So I tell you what, if you ever want to make your E5, you have to learn how to do that. All right. All right. Gather up the Marines and inform them, and I'm going to go check out the entrance of the tunnel, and then we'll get underway in about 10 mics. Got it?
We're going to go for straight heading through the tunnel with everybody and then sending somebody out for distraction after the fact, or we're going to try and do distraction first?
Well, out of the Marines that are able-bodied, they're gonna come with us. The ones that aren't, we're gonna leave them at the mouth of the tunnel just so they don't get hurt. But of course, we'll leave them with the arms we've divvied among the men. And once we get together, we'll plan if we're gonna separate and some create diversion and that kind of thing once we get there.
Sounds like plan, Sarge.
All right, let's move up.
All right.
After 10 mics elapsed, we've reconvened at the mouth of the tunnel. We begin heading through.
All right, you leave the 2 not so able-bodied. I mean, they can still move. They just can't keep up. 2
Right.
of the Marines right there towards the mouth of
Fight.
it, and bring the other 4 in with you. And it is pretty easy to follow Hiss's trail as you move through. And you reach the first crossroads and then follow it around to the left and then into the cavern. And in that little small cavern where you can see the tied up goats and panda and squirrel in the small side room. And then following that path a little further ahead, you come upon Hiss and Corporal Cook waiting in the darkness of the tunnel, listening to voices ahead from looks like probably a bunker of some kind built into the ground with a couple of ladders going up, probably occupied by at least a few soldiers. And you can hear lots of voices and moving vehicles and other sounds coming from that way. And you can see the sunlight filtering in from there as well. And judging by its positioning and Corporal Cook's incredible insight to tunnel systems, he's very, very certain that it is within the compound.
All right. So as I meet up with them, I say, "Hey, what was up with that panda?"
Oh,
He's having feelings. Sarge.
Whoa. Hush, hush. Keep it down now. Voices carry.
Sorry, Sarge.
He's feeling feelings he's confused about, and it's making him question the meaning of life. And he's having an existential sleep nap time.
I've never seen a panda react like that. I'm not sure if that was in keeping with the Geneva Convention. We're going to have to talk about this once we get back, all right?
That's true. Getting a panda aroused might actually be torture. I hadn't thought about that. Damn it.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, he's going to be fine. He has his blanket. I sung him to sleep, so he's not feeling any awkwardness.
Well, look, I'm not going to recommend you for court martial. Don't worry about that. I'm just saying. It's just it's kind of weird. All right.
I honestly have no idea that the panda. Anyway, I hear you, Sergeant.
Well, I'm just saying. I didn't seem like that panda could express himself anymore. It was weird.
He'll be fine.
All right, fair enough.
I'll make sure of it. I promise.
So what you got, Cook?
Yeah.
Corporal Cook, what you got?
Well, it did occur to me my prior answer was a little gendered, so I mean, Billie Jean Kingfisher would be another good option.
I'm talking about a current SID rep. We're not talking about.
Right, Sarge. Sorry. No, nothing's changed since last time, Sarge. Bad guys are still out there. We can go after them. How do you want to exit, Sarge?
All right. What time is it now?
You would guess probably a little afternoon. You've been at it all morning.
Oh, wow. So it's still. Well, a bull rushing out in broad daylight's a bad idea.
I do a smell, nose for trouble survival check. Can I tell how many people are out there? I beat it by 4.
Beat it by 4. You think there's probably a half dozen in that little bunker, and then from the smells wafting down, there's lots inside the compound itself. But in that bunker ahead, probably a half dozen individuals.
We got smells like 6 individuals in the bunker straight ahead, and then lots more beyond that.
We're open to rescue them all at this point, Sarge. Is that correct?
Well, that's always the plan A, unless something goes terribly south, and then we come to plan B. But yeah, we're gonna see how many we can get out. But now our main objective was also to get that one other guy whose name I forgot, unfortunately.
Private Ray.
DeMarco?
Private Ray Delamano.
Delamano. Very well. So we definitely have to. Do we have a description of this Delamano? What kind of animal is he?
He's a ferret.
He's
A ferret, yeah. Yeah, it's technically a ferret.
Exactly right. All right. So now I don't know about this Cook. And no offense meant, but are you able to just sense other rodents when you're near them, or how?
No, not really. I mean, no more so than anyone else can smell things. His smelled out some of the other bad guys.
Oh, all right.
My tongue. My viper tongue.
Good job, Reptile. All right. So we're gonna observe until it gets a little bit darker, because as soon as we make a move, I'm gonna be the most obvious target. They're gonna see me coming from a mile away, so no point moving just yet. We'll be able to spread out a bit. Did you spot any down the bunker? Did you see any obvious entry and exit points of the bunker? Is there only one way in and out, or is there multiple? Or
Looks like a couple of ladders that lead up to the surface.
a couple ladders leading up to the surface? A couple from the same opening?
Where we are now, you mean? James?
The bunker ahead that you're looking at with the half dozen people in it, there's 2 ladders that lead up to the surface that you can see from your position.
So the bunker's below ground.
Yeah. It's like dug into the ground.
Gotcha.
And are these ladders coming from the same opening, or one over here and one over there?
They're like on the wall directly ahead of you as you come out of the tunnel, like so you can see both of them. If there are ones to the left and right walls, you're not sure because you can't see the left and right walls, which is also why you can't see the occupants and have to trust Corporal Worth's word that there are 6 individuals in there because you can't see them.
Okay, I'm gonna roll against my combat tactics skill of John Stone's to see if I can see any particular advantageous parts of this area to attack or defend from or to sneak in.
Okay.
Where am I on my slider anyway?
You are
Dead
right in
center.
the middle, so you're on 12s, but can roll on either sheet. But hey, don't forget, we have 3 meta points, 4 moments of clarity, and there is a Thomas buff in the store.
Oh, fantastic. Okay.
Does anyone else want to be anywhere on the slider right now?
I'm gonna move one closer to Aqua. Oh wait, did you want to use all 3?
No, I'm saying I can move you and myself. So,
Yeah, he can use his buff to move himself. And
does
one
anyone
other
want to get moved right now?
I'm gonna move one closer to Aquamarine.
Okay. I'm going to go full Corporal Cook for now.
All right, going full Corporal Cook, and in the process, moving Aquamarine 1 towards Aquamarine. Is that what I'm getting?
Yes.
Okay. All right, the company man buff is used, and now Thomas is full Corporal Cook, and Aquamarine is almost full pilot.
You know what? I do that back. I'm going to go full Thomas instead. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's get the fightiest fighting force on the field fueled up and ready to engage in combat.
Yeah.
Thank you, chat.
You forgot the hashtag. What's it for?
Yeah, I was waiting to hear the hashtag.
It was 2 Thomas buffs.
Okay, so I beat my combat tactics roll by 11.
Gonna brew
Beat it
it
by 11. Ooh. You believe that once it gets dark out, particularly, there'll be a big advantage is that bunker being below ground without artificial light is going to be really dimly lit. And coming out from this tunnel section, they're going to have a really hard time seeing you, especially if, say, they're sitting in artificial light inside that bunker. They won't have squat for night vision. You could get right up to the mouth of this bunker, and no one would know you're there if you didn't make a lot of noise. And because it's below ground, it would be very difficult, if you were quiet, for anyone to know what happened down in that bunker.
Fantastic. Okay, so to hit the bunker really fast, try to subdue, fast and quiet, if as quiet as we possibly can. So no firearms. We're gonna go in there really fast, silence the guards, or incapacitate them anyway. And once we have secured the POWs, they'll move on from there. Any objections? Any questions? Any input?
No, Sarge, this does sound like an excellent plan. My only question would be, once we do find ourselves within the more elevated portion of the base, do I understand correctly that you would like to extract everyone and then flee from this bunker in one form or another?
Once we've made sure that we've gotten DeMarco, I keep getting his name, DeMarco?
Delamano.
Delamano, dagnabbit. Once we have confirmed that we do in fact have Delamano, because we don't even know if he's one of the guys in this bunker right here. He may very well be somewhere else. But so I'm not going to commit to that yet until we know where we have our guy.
Can I taste the air for
Sure.
weasel?
You can taste all the air you want.
What are you tasting for?
He's a weasel. Tasting for weasel.
Tasting for the weasel. Go ahead and give me a notice check.
Weasel.
Tasting for ferret.
Ferret or weasel.
Tasting for the weasel. It sounds like it should be a Brock song of something. I don't know.
Well, I rolled a 6. Was this my notice? This is my notice.
This is going to be using your notice. Yep.
Beat it by 10.
You taste all kinds of things. You can identify dozens and dozens of various animals, but not a single ferret or weasel can be tasted from here. Wherever he is, he's nowhere near you and hasn't been through this tunnel system.
I relay that information just to have.
Wait,
But,
you said nowhere near us. So how far is her range? Does it go across the entire compound?
Oh, not even close. Probably
Okay.
100, 150 feet at the most.
Okay, so not okay. So you're not near. Okay, fair enough.
I'll taste
All
the air
right.
and as we get closer.
You
Yeah,
keep
there's,
tasting that in.
You can taste the air enough to know that there's probably well over 100 soldiers that regularly use the compound above. So there's definitely a lot of NVA forces here.
So I wanted to clarify that the donation earlier was a Bruno buff and a John Stone buff. So we have those available. I'm not going to use them right now, but I am going to use one meta point and shift myself the rest of the way to Bruno.
All right, going all the way to Bruno. And the Thomas buff that's in the store has been used. So somebody could mark that Thomas buff down. And the personality disorders were also used on Bruno earlier. So those can go from the store as well. Thank you.
Fantastic. All right. So I'm going to assume, can I assume that it's dark now and we can move on this?
The hours begin to pass. And just as it becomes dark in your concealed position within the tunnel, you can make out a rooster and another goat are making their way down the tunnel from the bunker towards your direction.
A rooster and a goat. Is that what you said?
Yeah, they're talking to each other casually. Their rifles are slung as they're making their way into the tunnel.
A rooster and a goat walk into a tunnel.
Yes.
They're coming in our direction right now?
Yes, from that bunker section. You even watch them climb down the ladders into the bunker and then head down the tunnel.
I suggest we ambush them.
All right, troops, look alive. Here we come to snuff the rooster.
Are
You
there
know, he ain't
places
gonna die.
concealed?
He ain't gonna die. We're just gonna. Okay. Anyway.
They continue their conversation and they get within just a few paces of you, seemingly completely oblivious to you lying in wait in the dark. What are you going to do?
I'm going to hop out and just cover both of their mouths, or beak and mouth, and just kind of hold them like that while I let anybody else kind of like disarm them, tie them up, etc. Because I'm Bruno now, so I figure that should hold them pretty still.
And I'm going to jump out of the shadows now, considering that they're a rooster and a goat. I'm a bull. I'm much, much larger than them. And I'm just going to use my intimidation to force them to, be quiet.
All right, I will take an intimidation for you, and I'll take an action hero check from Bruno.
Beat it by 4.
Beat it by 4.
Hold on a second. I beat mine by 5.
Beat yours by 5. All right, Bruno grabs hold of them, beak and mouth, holding them in place with his incredible super strength. As you kind of just give a snort and stare to the two of them. Their rifles drop at their feet, and you're pretty sure the goat peed himself.
As it happens, they do that regularly.
How many more centuries are there?
What do you mean? Like all of them?
Roving centuries. How many more are we expecting?
None in the tunnels.
Where's the weasel?
The weasel?
Where's the ferret?
Ferret. Oh, Ferret, the important guy. Oh, they got the important guy in the big bunker. Yeah, and the boss man's got him in his bunker.
Who's your boss man?
Oh, the colonel. The colonel's got him in the bunker.
All right.
Or the Chinese advisor, he said we had to keep him in the bunker. That he was important. He knows something.
Cook, give me our map.
They know somebody's coming.
The
Chinese advisor said that somebody'd be coming to get him, and that they needed to be ready. So the colonel knows. The colonel knows somebody's coming.
Of course they know.
Now at this point, I'm assuming that since Cook has been down here, he's sketched out kind of a map of the area. That's the map that he just gave me.
A basic one of these tunnels.
Yeah,
just of these tunnels.
What was the animal we saw? That other the bad pilot, the pilot that
He was
looked like, not Patrick, Ronald, the one that looked like Ronald.
That was the fox. That was the fox.
Fox.
Mm.
Are there any foxes up top?
The advisor, he left. He left a few days ago.
The advisor.
So I take the sketch he made of the compound that Cook was able to surmise about how the compound laid out, and I say, point. Where's the ferret?
He begins looking at your drawing and then points out several of the buildings on it as this is the motor pool, and this is a barracks, and this is a barracks, and the regular POWs are here, and then underneath this building is the bunker entrance, and it's towards the center of the compound. It's the concrete bunker. It's underground.
Is the colonel there too?
Yeah, the colonel's got him. He's important. The advisor said he knows stuff, and we have.
How many ways in? How many ways in and out?
Just one.
Did the advisor say what kind of stuff he knows?
Just that he was important. That he was to keep him and get information, and then if he couldn't get anything to kill him because he was important, but he the people would try and come and get him, but. To kill him soon, because it's important that he not live and make it back.
Information about what?
Oh, I don't know. Important soldier information. Wherever you where your troops are, where your leaders are. I don't know. I'm just a grunt.
All right. What more can you tell me that will stop me from goring you right here?
There's 2 tanks. We have 2 tanks here, and the crews are with them. They're hiding the tanks in that building and that building. And he points in your head. That there's tanks. The crews are in them.
All right. Anything else you folks want to ask?
Seems quite productive, Sarge.
All right. We're done with these guys. Kiss, going to put them to sleep, or what do you want to do with them?
I could tie them up and gag them, but I would love to put them to sleep with my goat.
I know you would, which is why I'm giving you the opportunity.
Don't forget about the goats. It makes you feel love. Yep, that's the song. That's the song.
On the plus side, there's absolutely no fears of copyright infringement with that tune.
There is absolutely not. Can I get one of those bardic performance rolls from you, Miss Aquamarine, please?
Absolutely.
Hilarious, Vanessa.
Ooh. Okay, well, I beat that one by 5.
Beat that one by 5. They both go rather limp in your arms, Bruno. You're now holding 2 sleeping individuals. They're kind of just snoring as you're holding them, ever so softly. I don't know if you've ever heard a chicken snore. It sounds really weird.
I love it. The songs are making all the weird animals that don't snore.
It's kind of like.
Me too. It's the exact sound that entered my head at the idea of a chicken snoring.
Yeah, I'm all antsy. I want to take these guys out tonight and get this over with.
Right. So here's the thing. Change of plans. So they're going to kill him as soon as possible. So he's our primary target now. The other POWs will have to wait. We'll get him if we can, but we have no idea how soon they're going to try to kill our guy. So we're going to go after him first. All right? So let's do this. So he said it's about. So we know now where it is in the central bunker.
Yep,
So-
right in the middle of the compound. It's a lot of open ground to cross.
Are there any hidey places so we can kind of I forget the term, but
I get what you're getting hidden at, but judging by the map you have of the compound, there's a lot of open ground around that central building. It's going to be tough.
all right. Well, You guys start on, and I'll be able to cover ground a lot faster than you can once you give me the word. So I think you folks can go because you're smaller, you're faster, you're quieter when you move. And then when it's time to really fight, call me because I can be there really, really fast. And then by that time the jig is up, I'm not stealthy anyway. So
Sarge, if you're concerned about being stealthy, is it more a volume situation or a being seen situation?
what do you mean volume?
Are you concerned that you will be too loud, Sergeant Washington, as we enter into this engagement?
Well, it's a big open field, and even though it's dark out, I will be seen and heard as big as I am, trying to move through an open compound and out in the open like that.
I see.
You folks are significantly smaller and quieter when you move, and faster when you're sneaking.
I can try and
fast.
disguise you.
I forgot you can do that.
Magic. I don't know if that would benefit us or make it weird.
I mean, I can.
Disguise him as the panda.
There you go.
Ah.
I could use my sorcery.
You see that, Worth? That's what I'm talking about.
I can probably sneak in myself without being seen, despite my appearance. I can be pretty sneaky right at the moment. I don't know if Cambion or Corporal Cook would also be particularly stealthy right at the moment, but if we want to out the guards inside the bunker before we send anybody else out, that might be a good option, because we have the other 4 Marines as well when we get to the point of making noise.
So Hiss, you can disguise me and Cook as the goat and the rooster.
I can definitely try.
And then you and Worth are small and fast enough to be able to stealth your way in, where we'll just be in disguise. Since capybaras are actually quite large.
We prefer to think of ourselves as thick. But,
and what about your Marines?
I think they're still on the outside, aren't they?
You've got 2 at the tunnel mouth and 4 that are with you.
Yeah, they're right behind us.
They will guard all of the prisoners that we have here, because we have, like the panda and the goat and the rooster. Yep. So they'll just stay back with all these guys.
All right, you've got 6 prisoners currently, so yeah, they can stand guard over the prisoners.
Nice.
So you're going to attempt to use some sorcery to do some disguising, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Okay. Oh, well, I rolled a 6. Meh. So I beat it by 8.
Nice.
Beat it by 8. Sergeant Washington and Corporal Cook look like a panda and a rooster at the moment, complete with full NVA uniforms.
After you, Sergeant Washington.
Well, one thing straight, Hiss, there will be no giggling on this operation, you understand?
I cannot promise that. But
you better maintain discipline on this operation, all right?
I will keep it inside.
Exactly.
Inward giggle. I will inwardly giggle for you.
Fair enough. Just keep it quiet.
It's hard to take that stern voice coming from a panda at the moment.
But you're just so cute. Okay, yeah, no, I will stop. I will. Sorry, Sergeant. Sorry, just so fuzzy. Oh, that was cute too. I'll say that you're scary.
So, Sarge, am I to understand correctly that we are about to dispatch with the other 4 individuals within the bunkered area?
We're going to make a run on the main bunker.
Yes.
Where we know that the ferret and the colonel are.
Yes, I knew that. I just got confused. Absolutely.
We got to disengage the first bunker, the small bunker first, right?
It's the only way to get out through it. So yeah, you're going to have to deal with whoever's in there first.
Oh, go through it first. All right, fair enough. Let's do that.
Then
Then.
we head to the bunker.
All right.
All right, you move down the to the end of this hallway, and with the sun having set and only very minimal artificial lighting, even getting all the way up to the mouth of this tunnel where the bunker is, the small first bunker is, you're in almost pitch blackness. And with the single one light bulb hanging down, you can see that there are still, in fact, 6 individuals in this bunker, sitting around a table for 4 of them, and one of them is leaning against a wall, smoking a cigarette. And the 6th one is sitting with his arms between his knees, looking like he's reading something or another using the light. It's hard to tell. The discipline's pretty lax on these 6.
Are the ones sitting around the table dogs playing poker?
They, in fact, are.
Just
Are we the transformation that has been done by Aquamarine slash his Saigon? Has it actually changed us, or is it just an illusion? In other
It's
words,
just
am
an
I
illusion.
still inhabiting the capybara, or am I now a rooster?
It's just an illusion for the 2 of you.
Excellent. In that case, I would like to walk towards some of these comrades in arms and first scratch underneath my armpits a little bit. I was doing that. You couldn't see it on screen because of things. And then in doing so, pull a couple of ticks, which capybara often have. And then I'd like to pat some of our comrades on the shoulders as going around. Good to see you. Excellent work. Excellent work. And leave the ticks that unfortunately are highly likely to contain Lyme disease on their persons as going around and with the tapping.
So, Bruno, on the other hand, Corporal Worth, we're crawling out of the tunnel and immediately going into stealth to try and sneak towards behind the bunker to the ladders or whatever to be able to drop down on them.
All right.
With the element of surprise, and I beat my check by 12.
Yeah. They are too caught up in their own individual activities, their poker game, and the rooster who's coming is now trying to tick them off. They're definitely not aware of you making your way across the bunker.
Try to tick them off. See what you did there.
Yeah, I know. The joke bites.
I really appreciated
It kind
both
of sucks, actually. It's bloody awful, is what I'm saying. Really got under my skin.
Ooh, nice one.
Wow. I am just swelling with pride for you right now.
Anyway, can we proceed with the sneakings and the assaultings?
Yeah, Bruno's made his way across the bunker without anybody, including the 2 of you even noticing that he has made his way across to the ladder. Meanwhile, Cook, in the form of a rooster, has made his way all the way around the table, depositing ticks on the poker-playing dogs.
Can I please taste the air for the ferret?
Of course you can.
And a taste for the ferret. And I rolled a 9 out of 16.
You again can taste all kinds of different species in the vicinity, but no ferrets in your immediate vicinity.
Okay.
If there was a ferret here, it's been a while since he's been through, at least a day or 2.
Mm.
Fortunately, scents don't stick around all that long.
Okay.
What about yourself, Sergeant Washington? What are you doing in your panda, guys?
Giving hugs, of course. Yeah. Good job, Soldier. Good job. Good. Good. Plus, I decide to win some trust by showing him a couple of kung fu moves, and then after that, all right, carry on.
Fair enough. And are you attempting to sneak through the bunker yourself, Hiss?
Yes.
Go
Stealth.
ahead and give me a stealth roll, please.
I beat it by 7.
Beat it by 7. You make your way across and follow Bruno up the ladder, who even you didn't see him disappear. He was so dang sneaky. But you dang near bump into him when you get to the top of the bunker and slip out, as he has just kind of crouched down just beyond the lip, next to a little sandbag in placement, watching the searchlights that sweep back and forth through the compound
Okay.
go through. And slowly after that, I believe the rooster and the panda are climbing up out of the ladder, leaving the ticked off poker dogs behind.
Perfect.
All right, the four of you have slipped past these initial bunker guards without raising an alarm. Now that you're up in the compound above ground, you have a distinctly different view of this POW camp from the inside. The interior wall, because you noticed when you saw the entire compound that it had two sets of barriers, the exterior being kind of a solid defensive type, and this interior one is more like fencing with barbed wire top designed to keep people inside rather than to keep them out. But climbing over would be difficult in either case. And from your map and the instructions you got from the two captured individuals, you can make out all of the different various buildings, including the one that this bunker, this concrete bunker, is allegedly below. And it looks like a rather plain and unassuming building. I mean, you wouldn't expect, just upon looking at it, that a concrete bunker would be beneath it, but perhaps that is the idea in their design. The watchtowers to the exterior on the outer wall have their little searchlights going through the hillside and on the roads and scanning everything outside of the compound, while the interior watchtowers are swinging searchlights through the compound itself, some of them passing by near the bunker you just came out of and across the various sections of open ground and over buildings, keeping an eye on things in the compound. Scattered, not really anywhere nearby you, but making their way in sets of twos and threes are, so again, rather lax-looking guards, walking in pairs or in threes. There is a lot of dogs among the guards.
Mm.
Good. We can smell
It's
it.
interesting that these guards all seem lax, even though they were warned that we were supposed to be coming.
Yeah, something about that just doesn't seem right to you, Sergeant Washington. Either the discipline here is atrocious or something's up.
It is quite likely, Sergeant, that, pardon me, I forgot where I was. It is quite likely, Sergeant, as I'm sure you have ascertained, that we are in fact walking into a trap. However, it does seem that the best way to deal with said trap may be to just simply spring it.
Spring it.
Deal with it.
Indeed. Yeah, especially since time's of the essence. So, all right. We're still headed toward that central area, yes?
All right, everyone in the group at this point, except for my two disguised individuals, I'm going to need another set of stealth checks. I'm guessing the two of you using your disguises will simply just walk calmly and try to mimic the lax behavior of the other guards as you make your way through.
And I
beat my stealth check by.
Okay.
Did I?
I'd like to also just make a notice roll.
Absolutely. What are you trying to notice?
Anything that seems trappish,
Ah, okay.
like, Fetty Wap or something.
Well done.
And, oh wait, sorry, wrong die. Brrr. And beat that by 9.
Beat that by 9.
11, excuse me, by 11.
11, even better. Oh, that's a critical success. You pick out right away that that several of the buildings definitely have people inside of them. You're not really sure how you know. You just know when looking at them that there's probably groups of guards waiting just inside or near the exits of various buildings scattered around the compound, as though simply waiting for the proper signal to come bursting out of their hiding place. And you can see the two other buildings that the guards you interrogated indicated had the tanks in them, set up in a position where if someone were to go across that empty stretch of ground towards that central bunker, he would put them right into the firing path of two tanks if they were to burst out of those buildings. In fact, all of these buildings that have individuals hiding them in Man, you'd just be entirely surrounded if you walked out into that central ground around that bunker in the middle. There would be nowhere to run where there weren't enemy guns.
Okay. So either, well, we had to take out the guns.
Do you pass along any of this information, Mr. Stone?
I forget who's with us. Wait, who? So is Worth and I, Cook and I still together?
Yep, the two of you are walking calmly, and sneaking very nearby you is Worth and his Saigon, but you're not exactly sure where they are as you're trying to not look at them and draw attention to them, but you know they're within your vicinity somewhere. Trying to avoid those searchlights and staying low.
Okay. So I assume they can at least see me.
You would guess that is that's probably likely.
And I signal for them to stop. Just hand arm signals to stop. And actually, I want to wait. Okay. Aquamarine, what? She does magic. What kind of magic does Aquamarine do?
All kinds of different magic.
All kinds of magic. Huh. Okay.
Usually not big, explosive-y type magic. She's always been more in the deception types of magic. Illusions and trickery and disguises. And she seems to also have an affinity for time.
It's true time. But I do have, it's the sorcery that I have. Could put to use in some kind of way. But yes, time magic.
So if you can manipulate or alter the rules of time, even in small degrees, that means you can do the same with space, which means you can teleport, can't you?
Theoretically, she has succeeded at it before. It's not a very precise magic, but it does work.
Oh. Okay. We lost the rodent. Doggone it, rodent! Get back! Oh, okay.
A teleportation is not exactly precise unless you can see where you're going. If you can see where you're going, it's pretty dang easy. If you can't, it's
Line of sight.
It's a guesstimate.
What about take one slow?
Oh, true that. I don't think I can access that.
Don't have access to it anymore.
That's slowly faded away.
All right. Hey, Bruno, this is your realm. I'm open to suggestions here, so we don't want to get blown up or cut to ribbons by a crossfire of bullets and/or shells. We have a fortified position here. We're out in the open. Even if we stealth our way in, a fight will ensue once we get inside. Everybody will be alert to opposition. When we try to come out, they'll be there to shoot us. Which some of us could withstand, but some others cannot, and our package will be damaged. And by package, I mean you know what I mean. The
Ourselves?
Yeah.
The
Anyway.
It is our vessel.
Now we could split up and try to take out these pillboxes on our own.
So by a package, he means the weasel. Wait.
What? I mean the.
Stop,
Chris. Just stop. I see it, Chris. Stop.
I said nothing about the fact that I'm currently a 6-foot-tall anthropomorphic rooster. Anywho.
So there's a couple possibilities. We could be, rather than trying to trigger the trap, try and go around and dismantle it. Take out the tanks, take out each sniper position, etc. Before we approach. The concern with that is if we do raise an alarm, I'm not sure what the reaction will be as to how they'll handle Ray. Alternatively, we could try and find a way to get somebody, perhaps Aquamarine, into the bunker where Ray is to protect Ray so that we can then trigger the trap without worrying about that. I'm not super concerned if Bruno and John are full pilot about the assault coming onto us a whole lot. We've been through worse. I mean, that's kind of the two routes I see to go. We still might do a hybrid of those, try and take out the tank so that it's just regular bullets.
Yeah, I think I realized what my mistake has been thus far. I keep forgetting I'm Metapilot, and I keep thinking about my avatar and thinking about my Metapilot side. We can totally take these guys out. That'll be pretty easy. Our only real concern is making sure that our target doesn't get killed in the process. So, yeah, so we can totally split up and take out these weapon systems and whoever's in them.
I mean, if the issue is inserting ourselves into and rescuing Mr. Ray, Mr. Delamonto, without him being harmed, I do believe that myself and or Ms. Aquamarine would be quite able to deal with that situation.
Indeed. Which one of you wants to take that job?
I can.
There you go.
I will.
Fantastic. You go after the weasel. Ferret, excuse me. Weasel? Why do I keep forgetting what it is?
Same thing.
You get the rodent, all right?
They're actually not rodents. They
Shut up, Capybara.
Some higher level classifications.
I at this point right now, Cook, I don't care. Get the furry creature, keep him safe. The rest of us take out the defenses, the traps, the tanks, the weapon systems, whatever they are. We'll take them out easily because we're awesome.
All right. Well, we're going to have to find out what happens with that after we come back from a quick break. So we will see you guys in just a few minutes for more Masters of the Metaverse. Stay tuned.
BRB.
Matt Vansel.
Does it make me magical?
Red card.
Oh, no. No.
So you're out 5 minutes because you said by 5 p.m. Wait, actors are like chili. By 5 p.m. they're shit.
Fair enough. It's a fair cuff.
You in.
The following is a paid advertisement.
You all had the stew?
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Yeah.
I need everybody to make an easy constitution check.
Are you kidding?
You all rolled ones. That's okay. It's just stew. They serve it at the inn all day long. No big deal.
She'll be fine. Okay. What? What?
Your entire party dies of dysentery.
Gosh, we have builds that should let us survive that, but our dice betray us. I wish there were a way to show these dice what we really thought of them.
Has this ever happened to you? Your dice just hate you. You've tried everything to get them to roll well.
That's right. You can do this. Just let me know what you need. Massage, bubble bath. You could go on a date after this. Yeah, Chuck E. Cheese.
Seducing.
Hey, come on, baby. Don't be like that. We're together. And the mood is right.
Reasoning.
You are a 20-sided die. The odds of rolling a 1 are 1 in 20. Now, the odds of rolling 5 ones in a row are 1 in 3.2 million. Why? Why are you sucking? Stop sucking, please.
Threatening.
Oh, really? You think I won't do it? I've done it before. I've done it before, and I'll do it to you.
And even dark offerings.
To the gods of blood, I offer you this sacrifice.
Then you need Die.Club, the ultimate in dice retribution services. Here's how it works, and some testimonials.
So the best thing about Die.Club is that they fit the punishment to the crime. For example, my rogue walking down a dungeon corridor. I roll a spot check. I roll a 1. I fail to see the gelatinous cube. I walk into it, get dissolved completely. Oh! Damn you, die!
All I had to do was jump out of a tree. I had max ranks and tumble. I rolled a 1.
For a long time, I was just angry at the dice. I wanted to punish them, myself. But it's too hard. It hurt my hand. It hurt the tools I was trying to use. I even ate one of the die one time.
I had so many ranks in balance. So many ranks in balance. A suspension bridge over a pit of lava. I fail the roll, obviously a 1. So, I send my die off to die.club. Now my die is sitting in a jello mold in someone's refrigerator in North Carolina. Thanks, die.club.
Take the offending die. Place it and seal it in the provided envelope. Mail it off to die.club.
I put my die in an envelope and sent it off to die.club, and a week later I got its mangled corpse after being put through a wood chipper. Now I have time for my real friends. My Sailor Moon body pillow and I have gotten very close.
It wasn't just the feeling of satisfaction I got knowing that my die had been utterly destroyed. I got back together with my girlfriend. I got the idea to get that bike tire repair kit, and I haven't had a herpes outbreak in 5 months. Who knew how good my life could be thanks to die.club?
Thanks to die.club, I don't have to put myself in danger to put my dice in danger.
Everyone likes die.club.
Thanks, die.club. You gave me the vengeance I was looking for. I recommend it for everyone. Die.club worked for me. And me.
And me.
And me.
Go to die.club today. That's die.club. Hurry and visit die.club. There's nothing like the amazing new die.club. In case you missed it, that's die.club. Die.club. It's a club where die. Act now and you'll be able to visit die.club. Nothing beats the original die.club, the same reliable die.club your ancestors used. You too can visit die.club and experience the magic that is die.club. Die.club. It's your home for dice-related justice. Knock knock. Who's there? It's Die.club. Don't forget about Die.club. That name again is Die.club, spelled Die.club, and available only at Die.club.
I'm probably going to be wearing a colostomy bag the rest of my life.
Please, get out of the sun. We have cold water, we have plenty of food. We'd love to have you. Welcome to Lost Shore. And you can see very clearly in the back of Tag's head a black eel-like creature about the size of a gardener snake.
So about that new band name,
Yeah.
I think we should call ourselves Snakes on a Brainstem.
They may not have any contact with the outside world right now, but I can guarantee you that everything that is happening right now is being recorded and will be reviewed later. So if you're going to do anything, you have to make sure that it looks like it never happened.
Rudely executing the experiment that resulted in what has happened to me. Are you insane?
Rex, I thought this guy was going to be cool. Is he not cool?
2-day-old greasy pork sandwich.
Ugh. Has it been refrigerated or?
No, it's been sitting out in an ashtray.
Yeah.
Hashtag tag
So you're
Welcome back to Masters of the Metaverse here on the Zombie Orpheus Entertainment channel on Twitch. When we just left, our heroes had infiltrated the POW compound, preparing to rescue Private Ray Romano, only to discover that a trap had been set for them, and should they decide to spring across the open ground, more than likely, bullets, shells, and death will become flying in their direction. And they've come up with their plan to counter such a trap. And let's find out how it works. So walk us through this plan.
Dag nabbit. Well, it has to be coordinated. It has to happen relatively simultaneously, because as soon as they hear ruckus on the outside, they might kill the hostage. Or as soon as they get a wind that the hostage is being extracted, they'll let loose with all their munitions. So it's going to have to be done quickly, precisely, simultaneously. Agreed?
Agreed.
Agreed.
Got a question.
Uh-oh.
So we know that this has been prepped by this pilot from our world who knows what we're capable of.
A class 5 pilot.
Class 5 pilot, which he probably doesn't really know what Aquamarine is capable, or Thomas, but he certainly knows what you and I are capable of. Because he's been watching us for the last however many years on Earth. And obviously the tanks are with that in mind. But he also knows that we're not a bunch of idiots. So wouldn't he think that there'd be a plan for us to go after those tanks? Is there going to be a layered trap?
Wouldn't be the first layered trap we've ever been up against. And unless these are some kind of meta tanks, they're still, 1968 tanks.
Right.
We got this. Now, will there be something after this? Sure. And we'll just have to deal with it.
Aquamarine.
Yeah.
Your seduction check is a 20, is that correct?
It is.
That's what I thought.
Oh, no, it's not. It's an 18. My yoga is a 20.
Okay.
You never fail at yoga.
Which I thought they were flipped, so anyway.
Now that you're a snake, isn't it like a 26 or something?
It should be.
You could just do some yoga that you never possibly could imagine.
You can just take 2 on your roll.
No ribs, no hip flexors. It's just all. Woo.
I need to do it.
Let's do this.
Do it.
Thomas, where do you want to?
What?
Where do you want to be?
I intend to take care of at least one of the tanks. How many are there?
2.
You were told
then
there were
I'll
2.
make them. Then I'll deal with both.
Okay. I guess John and I head for 2 different of the buildings or bunkers that are providing vantage points for heavy machine guns or whatever snipers that are targeting open field area.
Indeed.
And Aquamarine, if you can use time magic to get yourself into the bunker to provide some safety for Ray, that's your entire mission is keep the weasel safe.
Okay.
And no giggling, hiss.
I can't promise anything, Sergeant. But I'll do my best.
All right. And let's see how this plan works out for you. I'm going to, I know you're all executing these things simultaneously, but because I can't have you all doing it once on screen, I'm going to start with Thomas and ask what his plan is for dealing with these 2 tanks concealed within these 2 buildings. Oh!
Hashtag Thomas Buff, hashtag Aquabuff. I mean, with the time skip, chat hasn't been able to provide help for the pilots. Mr. Class 5 hasn't seen chat in action nominally. And hey, here's some stuff to help you all out.
Oh,
excellent. Thank you, chat. All right.
Thank you very much.
Extras added in. That means everybody has a buff in the store right now with that. We've got one for everyone.
So I'm going to
You can use that for your buff, or you can use that to put yourself anywhere on the slider if you find yourself in a position where you need to just move rapidly to one side or the other. So don't forget.
Yeah.
So how are you going to get those tanks?
Can
Were
I
you trying to
move
say
on my
something?
slider before we jump into this? Move on my
Absolutely. And you, of course, if you don't want to use your buff for it, there are still 3 meta points in the store if you want to use those to move yourself on the slider.
There's supposed to be 3, should only be 2, because I used 1.
Yeah, you're right. There should only be 2.
Okay.
So which buff do I have? My badass buff.
Your badass has a buff available in the store, and there are also 2 meta points available in the store. Oh, nope. Now there's supposed to be 3. Someone says in chat. One was added, so there's still 3.
Right, but we started with 2. Somebody bought one right at the start of the show, and then I used it. So I'm pretty
I'm
sure.
going to trust them for the moment, but I'm sure someone could get to the bottom of that. So there's at least 2 meta points and your buff in the store. If you want to use your buff to move yourself on the slider, you can, or you can use those 2 meta points to move yourself on the slider.
I'm gonna use a point to move 1 more closer to Stone.
All right, moving 1 more closer to John Stone on the slider. 1 more meta point used. And now we will find out what was Thomas's plan for these 2 concealed tanks.
Yes, I am curious to a certain degree of what type of tanks they are.
Oh, they're old Russian T-series tanks.
Ah, excellent. I assumed as much. I would then like to take the handy-dandy radio that I had earlier and had been modifying in order to hack into the frequencies being used by the opposition, and I would like to attempt to find the radio frequency of the tank operators.
Absolutely. You go ahead and give me a roll for that, please, Thomas.
Yes. I roll a 4, which means I beat it by 12.
Yeah, you find it on your first try. They're in rather constant communication, radioing back and forth and checking in. In fact, all of the enemy positions are checking in regularly with each other.
I would like to focus on the tanks in particular and use a combination of sorcery as well as borrowing the seduction skill from my good friend Aquamarine to do a, shall we say, an homage to Car 2 and 3, I believe it was.
It was Cars 2 and 3.
And by reenacting now Tanks 1 and 2. Unfortunately, I cannot give it the hashtag Electric Boogaloo anymore due to the way of the world, so we will instead refer to it as Tanks 1 and 2 Civil War.
Because that's better.
True, actually. Good point. But regardless, yes, I would like to attempt to encourage the occupants of Tanks 1 and 2 to get to know one another better.
How about Tanks 1 and 2 quickening?
Takes 1 and 2 the quickening.
Tanks 1 and 2 the quickening.
I don't want them to be too quick about it. It's important that they stay distracted for a while.
Tanks 1 and 2 part 2.
Ooh.
No, we can go with Tanks 1 and 2 Electric Boogaloo. I still like that, actually.
Yeah,
I refuse to allow that movement to take anything from me.
Good point. But yes, what kind of role would you like?
Well, I'm going to need a sorcery roll, and you're borrowing Aquamarine Seduction, so give me a seduction roll, too.
Then my sorcery roll I will make by... I'm going to use my buff and make it by 6.
All right.
And the seduction check I will make by 10.
Ooh, a critical success. You know, you were able to broadcast the most sweet Marvin Gaye tunes to both tanks simultaneously, applying your seduction and the power of sorcery to both crews, and they're just overpowered by the love that is in the air. I mean, just all of that love that you put
I mean,
out there.
it is the late 60s. We're approaching the summer of love. It's time. It really is the time. It is the place.
That's right.
It's the age of Aquarius.
Yes.
You know, make love, not war, takes over in those 2 tanks. And for the foreseeable...
going to San Francisco.
Precisely. And for the foreseeable future, it is unlikely that those tank crews will be able to engage in any sort of combat maneuvers unless you were to reterm foreplay as combat maneuvers.
I mean, depends on the people, I guess.
It does depend upon the people. No judgment here.
That's so nice.
But those tank crews are, we will list them as occupied for the time being.
They are off the board.
Yes.
Are the sides all steamy and there's like a handprint?
Well, being inside of a tank is already a very hot and crowded thing, so they're using skills of contortion and other things to reach each other.
Draw me like one of your Vietnamese girls.
Yeah, it's gotta be cool in there. I wish I could look in. I will not get distracted.
John, like one of your Vietnamese snakes.
All right, and I'm going to find out next. Let's go with Bruno next. Yes, he was going to be dealing with an enemy weapons position, one of these outbuildings nearby. You're going to need to get close to it, which you were already using stealth, so that's not a problem. You have already gotten yourself fairly close to this building, to the point where you can see through some of the open thatch-style windows that they've installed on there. And on one of the doorways that kind of faces that open ground, they've even got a gun emplacement set up, so all they have to do is throw open that door and then just open fire upon the open ground. And then there's about a half dozen NBA soldiers waiting in there besides the machine gun crew. What are you going to do with those guys?
Okay, so there's 6 guys standing by, and then the machine gun crew is 3?
Yep. Yeah, it is a heavy machine gun, not a squad support weapon. It is an emplaced weapon.
What is the status as far as what they're all doing right now? Like, what are they standing around? Are they?
They're kind of like, some of them are on a knee, some of them are leaning against a wall. But unlike the rest of the guards you've seen, there's nothing lax about it. They are alert and waiting.
But I'm behind them, right?
At the moment.
Okay. What do we have for communications? Do we have, like, as far as timing for when John Stone...
Your squad has the equivalent of handheld radios, some of the most sophisticated tech of the time for radio equipment, pretty much exclusives to groups like long-range patrols.
So, John, did we have a plan as far as how to get our timing matched for us to both begin our assaults?
Yeah, when I go...
Okay. So, I'm going to basically stand by. I don't know where he is in relation to me as far as to the right or to the left or whatever, but I'm going to move to the position that is kind of kitty corner, so I'm still behind them, but if they're all suddenly turning their head to the right when they hear a big bull snort, I'm going to be on the left, or vice versa.
Okay.
And we're going to go, and as soon as I hear that snort, I've got my M14, and we're just basically going to plow into, just do a spray across the entire group of them, and then kind of pause for a second and see who's actually still moving after I do that.
All right. Now, across the open area of the compound in another nearby building, you haven't had to do the stealth approach, John Stone. You've just been able to walk calmly towards that building, disguised as a Panda NVA soldier because of Aquamarine sorcery. Getting close to it, you can see, much like Bruno in the opposing structure, there is a heavy machine gun set up with a crew and a half dozen NVA soldiers waiting to open fire on anything that happens to enter that compound area.
So you said half a dozen, you said?
Yep, plus the machine gun crew of 3.
Is it at an elevated position, or is it level with?
No, they're kind of just inside the building so that they can throw open the door, and then that machine gun barrel will be pointing right out the door, and they can just dump fire into the open compound area.
So they're behind closed doors right now.
Yeah, at the moment they're behind a closed door, but these structures don't exactly have windows; they just kind of have openings. So there's nothing keeping you out if you want to get in, or preventing firing in if you want to fire in, or whatever you want to do with that.
What are doors made out of?
Oh, they're just cheap wood doors. Not really solid construction for the lighter buildings around here.
Okay. And how far apart are all of us, approximately?
You're going to be on opposite sides of the opened compound, so you're going to be about 150 meters from Bruno.
Hashtag team up, hashtag system shock, hashtag meltdown, hashtag personality. I just noticed this, but we haven't done it in a while. Let's make sure the polecat gets to where he needs to be. Pax picks personality.
Wow, thanks, Mark.
All right, so Pax going to pick personality, and if I'm not mistaken, that's now a full store. So, hey, you know all those wonderful little buffs you got at the start of the show with the bonus to the rolls and the extra health? You all just got them again. So you have a second use of that if you haven't used it, or another use of it if you have used it. And a system shock and a meta meltdown. I mean, I almost can't resist, but I'm going to let you execute your plan before I system shock you. But that's totally going to happen pretty much right after that. I'm just going to go out there and put that on the table.
Yeah, I saw that coming.
Okay, so in light of our distance, rather than it'll be like a that everybody can hear instead of coordinate. So when you hear them, when you hear that, that'll be our cue to go. And so with the position I'm attacking, you want to know what I'm about to do? Is that what you're asking me right now?
Yeah, I'm asking you. What's your plan when you release this grunt and all hell breaks loose? What's it gonna be?
Easy. So I'm gonna charge this thing because you said the doors aren't particularly strong.
No, you don't think it could stop you at all. It probably can't even slow you down with your John Stone powers added in.
Yeah. So I'm going to charge the door, and then jump and gore at whomever is manning the gun. That'll be my first move right out of the gate, or right through the gate. In the gate? Yeah, whatever.
For a bullet, it's definitely right out of the gate.
Yeah, bullets. It's right out of the gate. Yeah, that's just kind of how it. We're just gonna let it ride and leave it that. And of course, then I want to check in with Aquamarine and her plan for
get back to your
getting
post.
Inside of this structure. But her stealth is so good we can't even see her. Oh, there she is.
Jeez.
There's emergencies within the house of my snake body.
Ah, I see. So when all hell breaks loose, how exactly are you using your magic or capabilities or plan to get inside of this bunker with only one entrance that allegedly the man you're trying to rescue, the ferret you're trying to rescue, is inside?
I'm going to use magic.
Okay.
Did someone have a time idea previously, though?
No one had anything. They just suggested, since you have stuff, that you could come up with something. It was kind of left in your hands to figure out.
Okay. Cool. So I'm right outside the bunker right now?
Not quite, but you can make out the building, and you believe the bunker is below it. You were told the bunker is below it. You have no reason to believe otherwise that the bunker is not below it.
I want to do some investigation to see if there truly is a bunker here and how I would get inside of it. Scope it out before I actually do anything.
Are you going to use magic to do so?
I guess so.
All right.
Have another, yeah.
Give me a sorcery test before we begin the chaos that's about to happen.
Cool. We're just investigating right now. I haven't done anything. I just rolled a 3, so that's great. I beat it by notice. Where are you? Yeah, it's gone. A lot. I beat it by a lot.
You are 100% certain that there is a bunker with a single entrance below that building. That there is an entrance within that building into said bunker.
I beat it by 9, by the way. That's the official.
Okay.
Okay, so it seems like That's what
You
you're
are
saying?
100% certain that there's a bunker there and that there's an entrance inside that building into said bunker.
Do I see the entrance?
You're outside of the building, but you feel like with that that check there that it's probably in the floor of that building
In the floor.
because it's an underground concrete bunker. It would make sense that the entrance would be in the floor of the building. It's
Sure.
put on top of it.
That does make sense. Can I just like triple check again to make sure that there's no other way inside the bunker?
You don't believe there is any other way inside the bunker besides that single entrance. I mean, not only did the captured individual tell you, but you've just used your magic as well, and that's all you can find. If there's another way, it's hidden beyond magic, beyond eyes, beyond smell, and wouldn't really make sense in a metaverse like this that doesn't have things like magic.
Sure. I just have to check. I just have to make sure. That's the kind of player I am. Okay, then I'm going to very stealthily make my way to the entrance to the bunker inside the building on the floor.
All right. You can almost hear a pin drop as both Bruno and John wait to make their moves as you slip towards the bunker. Go ahead and give me a stealth check there, Aquamarine.
Oh, so well. That one I beat by 7.
Beat by 7, you slip inside the quiet building and make your way through it. There's no one inside of this building itself, and you find the access to the bunker. It's built into the floor. It's a big metal hatch. Kind of has a wheel top, like a turning. It's pretty stout, almost like a bomb bunker or something somebody put out here.
Oh.
It looks like the only way in for sure.
Man, it just is so easy to get here. It's just been so very easy to get to this place. Can I taste the air for that ferret smell? Please?
Go right ahead. Give me another notice check.
Ooh, that smell. Can you
Well,
smell that smell?
What was that?
Beat it by 4.
Beat it by 4. Variety of scents, but it's hard to tell because they're all old by at least a couple of days. There hasn't been very much traffic in and out of this bunker. Maybe a fox came out a day or two ago.
Huh. Okay, I'd like to teleport. I'd like to try to teleport inside the bunker. Versus.
All right. Teleporting inside of the bunker. Go ahead and give me another sorcery roll, please.
Stealthily. Okay. I want
You're
to
starting to really sweat, John and Bruno.
Don't forget you got like +10 if you need it.
7, 8, 9. Okay, I beat that sorcery check by 5.
All right, you teleport just beyond the little hatch and down the ladder into the bunker, which is a rather small overall structure, maybe about 30 feet by 30 feet inside. There are 4 armed and armored NVA soldiers down here. Who immediately are very alarmed by your sudden appearance in this very well lit and nowhere really to hide room. There is also one that's with them that definitely looks like some kind of an officer. He's got the colonel's marks on him and just kind of looks more impressive than the others. And then tied to a chair right next to him with a pistol being held at his head by said colonel is a ferret who looks the worse for wear. Somebody has cut the top of one of his ears off. He's got burn marks and he looks like he's been beat up real good and has a black eye. And somebody's really put in work on this guy. Next to him is a table full of absolutely disturbing looking torture implements.
I do have a second attack here, a second move.
You do have a second action, but we're not exactly in initiative yet. Okay. So it's at this point that all hell is going to kind of break loose. That moment you've been waiting for, John, Bruno, and the cow call goes out, and I'm going to require that shooting test. Are you firing one shot at each of them, or how are you doing this, Bruno, for the opening fire? Like I assume you said you were emptying basically the magazine into the room, so you're just kind of hoping to hit as many as possible.
Well, so I'm lining up, because they're all pretty much,
they're all grouped up pretty well.
So yeah, so the idea is to basically spray across with an even shot, just holding it level so that we're hitting at heart level, and try and plow through, see how many of them are taken out, and then
Okay, so I'm going to do a shooting test from you and a fighting test from John for his bull charge through the door into the gun emplacement. And then we're all going to roll initiative as all hell breaks loose.
I beat it by 7.
Beat it by 7. Okay. You are able to hose down 4 of those enemy soldiers in the room, dropping them before we're even going to get into initiative. John, what's that fighting test?
3 by 3.
Beat it by 3. You break through the door, and 2 of the machine gun crew leap out of the way in time, but the machine gun and the gunner itself do not manage to pull that off. The gunner launched across the room and through a wall, probably not going to get up anytime soon, and that machine gun is very much no longer operable after your impact to it. And now we are going to go into initiative, and then I'm going to system shock you because that sounds like fun.
Do I
And because chat gave one to me, and I feel like, like that's what it's
do I
for.
get a second attack on that, or because
No, that's just the surprise. So we're going straight into initiative from there.
All right.
Cool.
23.
23 for Bruno.
Oh, right. 25.
25 for Thomas.
24.
24 for Aquamarine.
19.
And 19 for John Stone. And our bad guys aren't going to fare so well, and they're going to end up with a 10. But hey, before we find out what Thomas does first at the start of the round, let's system shock everybody, because that's always really, really fun to do. I'm going to start with Aquamarine, who happens to...
Down just a shock?
Just a shock for the moment. Give me a second. I don't want to use them both at the same time. I feel that's not fair. I'm going to use them separately.
That's entertaining.
So I can prolong the torture, I'm going to use them separately. Aquamarine, who happens to be 1 away from pilot at the moment, is going to move 1, 2. Full avatar for Aquamarine as we go into the situation in the bunker.
Okay.
Full avatar, Aquamarine. Bruno is full pilot at the moment, and we are going to make him 1 away from avatar on hits. Yep, getting a little rough there. Let's find out what happens with Thomas. Happens to also be full pilot at the moment, and Thomas was going to end up exactly in the center on that one. And then last, John Stone, who is currently 1 away from pilot, is going to end up 1 away from full avatar.
All right, fine.
So as we find out what Thomas does, that's what you're at in your positions. The slider has moved. I'm going to say that in this particular case, all the repeated uses of sorcery in this metaverse have had a little backlash and resulted in a system shock for everyone.
Oh, no.
That's fair.
But you said.
Sorcery doesn't belong here, and pushing your limits with it has had an effect. And that's why that system shock happened. It might occur to have a meta meltdown later because of the sorcery being used too. We'll just have to stay tuned and find out. And what are you going to do, Thomas? You have 1 initiative.
What's going on around me? So, tanks are out of commission.
The tanks are out of commission. From a building to your right, gunfire sounded, presumably from Bruno as he ambushed a group. And to your left, John Stone, in the form of a panda, even though he's actually a bull, charged a door, broke through it, wrecked a machine gun, and killed some of the crew members on board that machine gun as well. The trap is about to swing into place, but because you were ready for it, you're going before it actually swings into place.
I mean, it seems logical that if anyone is going to need backup, it might be Aquamarine/Hiss. Not because of any character flaw or weakness of hers, but because she's going after the big target. So my assumption, knowing John and Bruno, is that they're going to handle themselves just fine in a firefight. This is literally what they do. The tanks are gone, so not worry about them. I think I'm just going to sprint towards the, or as fast as my little capybara in the shape of a rooster legs can take me. Sprint, waddle, cluck, flap.
I think you do a sprint where you got down to all fours if you're going to capybara it. It looks weird because you're in the illusion of a rooster. So the rooster looks like it's running on its wings and legs, but in reality, it's it's capybara time.
And yeah, just head. Do I make it to the bunker yet?
Oh yeah, you sprint across the open ground, right through the building, and you can see the hatch still closed. So obviously, Aquamarine chose some other method of entering the bunker rather than simply opening up the hatch.
Okay, I'll make a bad choice in life and open the hatch.
All right, you fling open the hatch, and there's a ladder leading down into a small stone 30-foot by 30-foot concrete room. And there's 4 guardsmen in there, along with an officer who's holding a pistol to the head of a very beat-up ferret tied to a chair. And facing them is Hiss.
I'm gonna start. I'm gonna yell out that the wait. What about Hiss?
Facing them is Hiss. Like she's about to do something. You're not sure what.
Oh, cool. And they're all facing away from me then.
Well, you're kind of looking down at them because you're still on top, looking into the bunker, and it's a ladder.
So what is right below me?
Right below you, Hiss is right below you.
Oh, okay, cool. I mean, how much action do I have left right now?
If you're willing to take multi-action penalties, you can still keep acting. You have used your movement and action for the turn as normal, but opening the hatch doesn't require a skill check, so there's no multi-action penalty to it. But any other actions you take will begin to take the multi-action penalties.
I think I'm just going to drop down next to Hiss and go, "Sup?"
I like it. Thomas had a 25, so our next person at a 24 right behind you, just as you drop into place and say, "Sup, it's Hiss Saigon's turn."
So I'm full avatar right now.
You are full avatar at the moment.
I recognize, my teammate, obviously, but not, even though I don't know the ferret, the ferret objective isn't like
you
knows.
You know it and don't know it. You're familiar with Aquamarine's mind at this point from the two of you sharing a body for this period of time. It's a rather strange concept, but part of you knows that it's really important to get him out alive.
Right. So I'd like to, it's my first action to, freeze the people around, arrest them in wonder with, a huge, wait! Or no,
That was awesome.
Make the villain, be surprised. Yeah, that's, I guess, it. Really what I'd like to do is, have them be frozen. But I've used so much sorcery, and you said something about consequences.
Well, at the moment, being full avatar makes it really hard to use Aquamarine sorcery.
Oh, thank you. Good call. Good call on that.
Fortunately, you are limited to what his Saigon can do.
That wasn't on the forefront of my mind. Okay, well...
Unless, of course, you use your buff to move yourself to fight off that system shock, or use the 2 meta points in the store. You have the option to do so.
Oh.
There's nothing stopping you from using those things in the store for your own benefit.
Thank you, James. I am going to, in fact, use my buff to move myself over.
Where are you moving yourself to?
I think I'm actually going to go full Aquamarine.
All right, going full Aquamarine before you act. That opens the door for a lot of different things that you can do now. For a brief moment, you were kind of in the passenger seat, and Hiss was in control, but then you used all those years of experience as a trained and dedicated metapilot to reassert control and take that driver's seat back over.
That's right. I think of my friends that aren't here, and it's all right there. Okay, yeah, I'd like to stop them frozen for my first action.
Give me a sorcery check.
Big magic move. I don't think I've ever been this magic-y. I like it. Okay, with my better dice, I beat that one by 4.
Beat that one by 4. All right, you're going to be able to freeze the 4 guardsmen, but the officer you're not going to be able to catch with that magic spell for your first action.
Good thing I have another one. This time I want to concentrate it really fully. You're talking about the officer that has his gun?
Yeah, that has his gun pointed at the head of the person you're here to rescue.
Okay, that guy, I'm going to, like, push back with magic against the wall behind him.
All right, give me another sorcery test. Going really into the magic here.
Yes.
I like it.
I really am into that. And there's, like, purple coming out of my little snake fingers, if possible, if you can imagine that.
Absolutely.
Like snake, they look like little snakes. They're tiny little purple snakes that come out of my hands. I beat that one by 7.
Beat that one by 7. Whew. You throw him bodily against the wall, the gun flying from his hand and bones breaking as he impacts the wall. That was quite the impressive display of magic. And let's check in with Bruno to see what he is going to do.
Right, so I took out 4 of them with the machine gun. What's the status on the remaining troops that are in the bunker as far as where they are in relation to me, who's armed?
They're all still fairly closely grouped together. They're all still armed. You've got such the drop on them that even after you sprayed, you're still getting a chance to act before they can respond. But you are highly certain that they're going to turn those guns upon you the instant they get the chance to.
So there were a machine gun team of 3 plus others. Which one?
You killed 4, so there are 5 individuals remaining.
Okay.
All still armed and probably going to try and shoot you given the chance.
Okay, so Jethro realizes that he's in charge. Pauses for a second. And then Bruno reasserts control using a Bruno buff. Bruno buff right away, because that doesn't seem like a good situation for Jethro to be in. 5-on-1 is not really his odds with an empty clip.
All right, so we used an Aqua buff and a Bruno buff to put both of them back in charge as full pilot.
Which I just know is a bad idea because something's going to happen here that's going to be problematic from that standpoint. In very short order, but it kind of needed to happen. So Bruno reasserts control, and immediately, how far away from them am I?
Oh, maybe like 15 feet. Like you got into the building with them. It's pretty compact in here.
So Bruno's basically going to take a 1 or 2 step leap into the nearest guy, and grab his weapon that he's holding. Machine gun or whatever he's got.
AK-47.
AK-47, fabulous. We're going to grab the AK-47 with his hand still on it, just clamp down on his hand, grab him by the neck with the other hand, and then pull him in front of me so that I'm covered by him, and fire the AK-47 into the next set of guys, and try and empty that clip into the other 4 guys.
All right. I'll take an action hero test and a shooting test from you.
So action hero, I beat it by 9.
The jump grab is flawless, able to lock your hand around him and his own machine gun, his assault rifle. And how's that shooting?
I beat by 6, and I'm going to use one of my +6s. Thank you, chat. Thank you,
hiss,
PFN,
bite, bite. Hiss. Hashtag Aquabuff.
Oh, wonderful. And Aqua got her buff back from that one. That's so awesome. Thank you very, very much. And you used... Thank you so much. I love it. And you used the +6 to... what's that make the success by, since you added that extra +6? By 12. With your critical success, the only still living NVA soldier in the room is the one that you're holding and using the assault rifle from at the moment that you grabbed using that action hero test. Nice job, Bruno. John?
So I'm in their position. One of the gun is inoperable. One of the guys has been knocked through the wall. There are, 5 more guys here?
Well, total is 8 still in the room with you. 2 of them were machine gun crew that leaped out of the way. The other 6 were there to support them.
Okay, fair enough. So I'm just going to go full bull in a china shop.
I like it.
And I've got my abilities. Mess with the bull, get the horn. If Staff Sergeant Washington is attacked in hand-to-hand combat, he gains a +4 bonus to fighting checks against that opponent. Now, I'm only assuming that they're going to be attacking me. I mean, I just took out one of the dudes, I attacked them.
It's a good assumption.
Now,
yeah.
So I already have 2 attacks per round, so this will be fairly easy because I can gore at one while kicking my feet up, like bulls do their hind legs, and so I should easily be able to attack 2 of them at a time.
Yes.
So whomever are the ones that either have their weapons at the ready or are closest to me, I do that. I'm goring at one and back kicking the other.
All right, go ahead and give me 2 fighting tests, please.
Dun, 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 dun. Hold on a second. I'm rolling 10s. Wait, so I'm 1 away from full avatar at this point?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm rolling. Okay.
If you're going to roll on Washington's sheets, you're on 10s. If you're going to roll on John Stone's sheet, you're at 12s plus 1.
Fair enough. So first fighting, beat by 6.
That's a good one.
Second one I beat by 2. No, second one I get exactly.
All right. The first one is well placed. In fact, you gore 2 individual NVA soldiers, one with each horn from using the horns from Sergeant Washington, which catch them off guard because you look like a panda to them and because of Aquamarine's illusion. So they can't even see the horns that stabbed them through their torsos.
And I'm sorry. So since I did mention mess the bull, get the horn, +4 bonus attack too. So the other one I'm now beat by 4. So the first one by 6, second one beat by 4.
And the second attack, you lash out backwards, planting both feet solidly into the chest of a third NVA soldier, sending him also through the wall of this structure from the kick, and probably into a grave from it. That was a severe impact. That chest caved in on your target on that one. And we are going to go to the bad guys after that. I'm going to start with the ones that are closely around you, John, because we just left off with you. And the ones that have still survived that conflict, which there are still going to be 5 of them, are going to attempt to attack you. Now, you've closed in such close quarters that the use of their firearms is probably not the best move. So all 5 of them are actually going to be attempt to be bludgeoning you with the stocks of those AK-47s, which are a stout rifle and can take a beating. Much like John Stone. We're going to have a success by 4, a success by 3, and a success by 1. Do any of those beat Sergeant Washington's dodge bonus?
My dodge is 2.
All right, so 2 of them are going to land impacts. Now, these are 20 damage impacts, which, because of your John Stone capabilities, I don't think actually hurt you because you have armor.
No, they don't. But that's still a surprising amount of damage for a... All right. I guess it's like a baseball bat, so all right.
Yep, it's about the same damage as a baseball bat would do, or a handheld knife in the hands of someone using one. But both of them hit you, and the lack of reaction on the hands of Sergeant Washington from getting hit, including in the face with the stock of a rifle, definitely catches them off guard. They might be doing the goat thing and peeing themselves at the moment after that.
This is a tough panda!
Yeah. And, it's also the swinging through parts of the panda to hit Sergeant Washington because the physics just don't match up with the illusion and the real person. Now, Bruno, there's no one physically left in the building with you, but you have a decent vantage point from having just taken out everyone around that machine gun. You can see the doors fly open from a couple of the other buildings with machine guns pointed out at the compound. None of them really have a target that they can fire upon out there, so none of them are going to be shooting at them immediately. But the thing that catches your eye the most is near the two garage-like buildings where the tanks 1 and 2, which are currently no longer involved in the battle due to getting to know each other better reasons. Next to them, there were like covered kind of blobs with tarps or whatever they were on them, and the tarps are pulled away, revealing a pair of anti-aircraft weapons, which have had their barrels cranked down to the point where they are pointing at the surface level. And both of those are going to open fire on the building that you're in, Bruno.
Oh, fun.
Yes, as a rapid fire, 20-millimeter rounds enter the building and begin tearing it to itty-bitty pieces. What's that dodge bonus you got over there currently?
+6.
+6. One of them is going to beat by 8, so it's actually going to be able to hit you. The other one just destroys huge amounts of the building, the roof, the walls itself, what's left of the bodies of the soldiers that you have taken down. I mean, half that building is blown into pieces, and then the other battery opens up, and 20-millimeter rounds hit your body all over the place. That's going to do 80 damage to you, Bruno.
Oh.
Yeah, as more than 40 20-millimeter rounds pierce your body and shred through the flesh of it.
Oh.
That's not good.
I'm fine, guys. Sorry. I've had worse.
Now, inside the bunker, the only 4 people who are still alive to act are frozen in time by aquamarines, so they can't really do anything. But Ray in the chair kind of lifts his head up, stares at you with one good eye. You gonna get me out of here?
Yep.
And with that, we will end up back at the top of the order. But while we're at there, we're gonna do a meta meltdown before people decide what they're gonna do, because that's always really, really fun to do. And I said I wanted to prolong your torture, so that's what we're gonna do with it. I'm going to start up with Aquamarine, and we're going to see which body she is going to end up in for this meltdown. So get your extra avatars on. Oh, Aquamarine, bad luck for you. You just jumped into Corporal Worth's body that has been littered with bullet holes.
Okay.
Yeah, and currently has a pair of anti-aircraft weapons leveled and pointed in his direction. That's going to be scary for you.
How does that work when I'm full Bruno and took the damage?
Well, Bruno took the damage, so Corporal Worth is actually unscathed, as it were.
How did Bruno take the damage? Is that a thing you have?
No, it's just when I'm full pilot.
He's full pilot, not Avatar. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the pilot isn't. Okay, no, you roll it however you want to roll it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're, I mean, the body physically is damaged, but the real damage went to Bruno. It's more psychological than anything else. Let's not get into the science of it. Metapilot stuff is weird.
Should I be looking at the corporal's sheets?
Yes, you're going to be looking at Corporal Worth's sheet because you are exactly where you are on the slider, which for you, unfortunately, both you and Bruno aren't really going to be affected so much by the meltdown being in full pilot. You're just going to be stuck in the body and positioning of this other person rather than where you were just before.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog.
Yeah.
Crying all the time. It's true.
Speaking of, Bruno, you are going to end up... you are going to jump into the body of Corporal Cook instead of your current position. So again, being full pilot, that's not going to make a huge difference, but you're now in the bunker with Ray and his Saigon instead of being up where you were just a moment ago. A little bit of disorientation there. And then it's not hard to say where the others are going to end up so much. In your case, John, you are going to leap into the body of his Saigon, and you're going to also be in the bunker. Yep, you're going to be a snake for a minute. And for you, it's going to make a little bit of a difference because you are almost full Avatar currently. So yeah, that's gonna be a big change for you to deal with for a moment, and that of course puts Thomas in the body of Sergeant Washington.
Looking forward to being Sergeant Washington. Gore.
In the middle of a big, tense hand-to-hand fight with NVA soldiers. And with that, we will start with you, Thomas, in the body of Sergeant Washington.
So, do I understand correctly, though, that where he is, do I have any... So I'm in a hand-to-hand combat situation. Is this correct?
Yes.
I'm not a capybara. I don't have to keep eating. That's nice. Okay, cool. Am I in a situation where I can also where I can see the anti-aircraft weaponry that is up top?
Absolutely. It's kind of out the door behind you, but you heard it firing, so there's no hiding the weapons from you. The distinctive sound of rapid-fire 20-millimeter rounds is, not something you forget.
So it's not a missile system. It is a weapons system, as it were.
Yes.
Or a bangy-bang gun thing.
Yeah, missiles used for anti-aircraft were pretty rare at this time period. Mostly employed by much...
and then otherwise, the sergeant is currently engaged in fisticuffs with how many individuals?
Currently 5 still remaining in fisticuff range.
Oh, good lord, sir. How did you get yourself into this situation?
I just kind of ran through the door.
And how far away are we from boosted, just so I understand correctly?
I'm not sure. Someone else would have to tell me that. Maybe keep an eye on chat. Anybody in chat been keeping track of that? Because I don't. We might even actually be at boosted if we're not.
We're at 45 is where we're at, if I remember right. Is that right?
We're at what?
345.
Okay, so not
Seems
quite.
Boosted to me, I'm just saying.
Almost there.
So, that's what I would like to do. So, please help me understand correctly. So, there is the anti-aircraft weaponry. There is the situation I'm in, which is filled with bad people who want me dead. In that case, I would like to do the following. I would like to use my machine control ability as Thomas to grab control of the anti-aircraft weaponry. Well, no, there's nothing automated on that, is it?
No, it's all manually controlled in this time period. And particularly the ones used by the NVA. These are, 1950s designed anti-aircraft weapons. They're spares left over and given to them from the Chinese.
Oh, goodness. Maybe this will work. Is there any possibility of tapping into the aura of friendship to communicate with whoever is currently operating the anti-aircraft weapon?
You do have some friendship powers. There's nothing that says you can't try.
I would like to try and encourage this person to become my friend, and in celebration of our new relationship, to fire their weapon at me and shoot me from a distance.
The drumstick.
But I will instead disappear out of the area. I will hit the ground, as it were, and let him open up on his erstwhile comrades.
Go ahead and give me a roll for the power of friendship, Thomas.
Excellent. Roll better. Booyah by 10.
You are certain your power of friendship got through to him. And for your diving to the ground, can I get an athletics test from you?
Yes.
To see how well you time it.
1 and a 6 is a 7. So by 9, I shall use my store stacking thing to beat it by 11.
All right. The weapon swings around, getting ready to open fire in celebratory nature for your brand new established friendship. And you hit the ground at the perfect time as those 20-millimeter barrels begin firing off. It's 4 barrels on an anti-aircraft system.
Excellent.
Fed in by all of this ammunition, which just sprays these 20-millimeter rounds, which not only turn the and yes, I'm going to use this because you're a bull in the room with them currently, disguised as a panda. Turn the bodies of your adversaries into hamburger. They also shred the building as well.
Excellent.
And you are now no longer facing any adversaries in your
Chad, this is actually the original Chad, as it were, or Brad, excuse me, because I did lose him at one point when we moved, and then had to recreate him. And then I found when we moved studios, and then I found the old one. So I have both now.
That's
OG Brad right there.
Yes.
I was wondering how you got him. I'm like, I thought he was in here somewhere.
He is. Although, spoiler alert, this technically means there's two of them in the universe, and they're no longer unique.
Oh, no. All right, let's find out what Aquamarine is going to do in the body of Corporal Worth, which has just been opened fire upon previously by anti-aircraft weaponry.
So I'm in a little dog.
You are in the body of a little dog in what was a building and what had a machine gun crew and soldiers in it, but they're all very dead at this point, and their bodies rather destroyed from that 20 millimeter.
And nearby me is Sergeant Washington.
Across the compound from you is Sergeant Washington, who just had one of the anti-aircraft weapons somehow convinced it to fire upon his position, and he hit the ground and shredded the enemies he was in close combat with.
But there's no other enemies around us right now.
Not in your immediate vicinity, but you can hear the whistles blowing and the alarm klaxon. Every single enemy in this base is probably going to be converging on this position very quickly.
Okay, well, I run on my little legs over to Sergeant Washington to be near him.
Okay. You dash across the open compound, and being out in the open, you can now see the majority of the compound, and there are a lot of NVA soldiers running this way from their different barracks. Oh, it didn't tell us what it was.
Holy crap balls. Merc just gave us boosted and waffle.
Oh!
What?
Well, we're boosted
We won't
now.
read it because it won't read it because she said fuck it. Hashtag hack attack boosted and waffle, and I'll figure out what to do with the hack later.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Thank
Have
you.
limited time to put that to use, but
Hey,
thank
we've
you.
got
What a
in the
bullet.
whole run of the season.
Wow, you guys have boosted abilities open to you now. Closing across the compound, you can clearly see that there are lots and lots of NVA soldiers headed into your position. In addition, there's still, both anti-aircraft weapons are up and running. One of them just shredded the enemy for around for some strange reason. You're not really quite sure.
no idea what that is.
You made your way over to where Sergeant Washington is.
It's
What are
the
you gonna
friendship blaster, Sean. It's my friendship blaster.
It's the
It's
French
an anthropomorphic turkey leg that never runs out if you eat it. That is also my magic wand that shoots friendship, because I am Princess Esteban.
That's
and is the friendship blaster and his friend the other friendship blaster.
Yes,
They're
I'm
friends.
so happy. Yeah, you can see the difference. That one's
Friends.
longer at the end. This one's more of a snub nose
Yeah.
situation.
See, they're both. Leo said they're different sizes. They're both unique. So there you
Yeah,
go.
they are. I couldn't find
You
the
made it
same.
to Sergeant
I couldn't
Washington.
find the same dollar store squirt gun to use as a base. I had to get a different one.
What now that you have made it to Sergeant Washington, Aquamarine? What are you going to do?
I'm gonna get ready for
Okay.
the enemies to come.
All right. Bruno, you're in a bunker now instead of up above ground.
Yeah. So it says that Corporal Cook. So what's the status of the enemy combatants in the room with me?
4 of them have been frozen in place, and the colonel has been thrown against the wall and bones broken. He's probably in pretty bad condition and not going to be getting up anytime soon. But the other 4 guards just seem to be frozen in place for the moment, sorcery seeming to have gripped them.
Okay. So I have no idea how long it's going to last. So Bruno kind of realizes what's going on, figures out where he's at, checks himself, pulls the weapons off. It says that I've got a 45 and a pump shotgun. So we're going to pull those both out, and we're going to turn to the group of 4 that are on the one side and make sure that, take a step to wherever so that I'm standing close to Ray, and shoot a blast at one or two of them as I can hit them, and then take a shot and take out the colonel with the other.
All right, give me a pair of shooting tests, please. Or if you want to make multi-action, they are frozen in place, so hitting them is going to be rather easy. You can make 4 shooting tests if you want.
First shooting test is that's the wrong person. Where am I? There I am. Beat it by a 9.
Okay.
Wow. And the shot to the colonel, I'm pretty sure he's dead because I rolled 3. So that is beat it by 15.
Yeah, you put a bullet right between his eyes with that one and open fire with the shotgun, shredding the bodies of the other 4. But because they're frozen in time, even though they're dead and have been hit repeatedly with shotgun rounds, they're still standing perfectly in place.
Does Ray look like he can walk on his own?
You're not quite sure yet. He's been beat up pretty bad. There's only one way to know. He is currently tied to the chair.
I'm going to just go and kneel by him and tear out his bonds and just use brute strength to just tear through the ropes without damaging him.
All right, you tear away. I don't know what's going on, but thanks.
Come with me if you want to live.
John Stone, you are in the bunker with, somehow you're in the body of his Saigon.
Right. So everybody's been incapacitated, correct?
It looks like it. I mean, there's 4 of them that are still standing, but that's just something's happened to them where they're obviously dead from shotgun blasts, but they're somehow in there. But up above, you can hear that distinctive anti-aircraft fire. Somebody has brought out some heavy ordnance on the compound up above.
All right, so I slither up the ladder or whatever it is just to get a look and see what's going down.
You get up there and you can see you see both of the anti-aircraft batteries that have been wheeled down, so their barrels are facing at ground level. Just 2 buildings are absolutely shredded from them, and then crossing the compound, probably another 30 or 40 NVA soldiers are at a full sprint on their way towards this area of the compound. And you can even make out the holding cells where the other POWs are being held captive, and they seem to be like cheering and pumping their fists in the air, and they're definitely into whatever is going on.
So you said 30 or 40 Viet Cong or
NVA.
NVA? And they're all running toward.
They're running towards this firefight in the compound. Yeah.
And that's where Cook and Washington are.
Yep.
All right. Well, I got to get to them as well. But I do have weapons. Okay. So I forget. So I'm a snake with arms. Okay, fair enough.
Yep, you do have arms.
So I have my AK.
Yep.
And can I do spray fire? Is that?
Absolutely.
You can weapon.
Yeah,
right?
It's an automatic weapon.
That's considered one attack?
Give me both shooting tests, and we can see how much stuff you can take down with that. You can empty the magazine.
All right, fair. Let's do this then. But I'm 1 off.
So you're going to use 10s on his sheet if you use his sheet for shooting.
Right.
Or you can use 12s plus 1 if you use John Stone's sheet.
So that first one I beat by 8.
That's pretty dang good. Second one?
Second one I beat by 2. And I use the what I got from
chat,
my initial poll, and just beat it by 3.
All right, so you're going to beat stuff by 3 and by 8. You said on the first one. You are going to take out 5 of those NVA closing in, spraying fire, and you get several more to like duck down behind things and slowly advance. But you took 5 out straight away with that automatic weapons fire.
Cool.
And that, of course, is going to go to the bad guys to act. The one that is now Sergeant Washington's friend is not going to keep shooting at Sergeant Washington because, well, that's his friend, which means he's also not going to be shooting at Corporal Worth at the moment because Corporal Worth has run over to Sergeant Washington. So he's just simply not going to be firing his weapon this round. However, the other anti-aircraft weapon is going to swing over and point in the direction of Sergeant Washington and Corporal Worth and try
As
to
a free action, can I yell out to my friend, "Save me, friend, from my foe"?
Absolutely, you can. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to roll a quick die and see who gets the shot off first. In this case, it's going to look like the ones shooting at you are going to get to open fire before they get shot at. And a rain of ammunition flies in your direction. But because you're prone on the ground, it's a little harder to hit you. And somehow you get through that unscathed with bullets just shredding more and more of the building around you. And then before the fire can really make its way on you and you can use the tracers to swing it into play, the other anti-aircraft weapon opens fire and sprays his position with ammunition. And most of it seems to bounce off of the armored area protecting the gunner itself, but a lot of damage looks like it was done to that anti-aircraft weapon in the exchange of fire. And that's going to get us back to the top. Now, because we have one and we're getting close to the end and I want to use one to see what happens, we're going to do a rule of cool, which means I need everyone to give me one more initiative roll so we can see who has to try and come up with their cool idea first and who's going last.
Have we gone back into our normal bodies?
And you're going to go back into your own bodies for the rule of cool. Don't worry. I'm not going to make you stay in your switched bodies for the rule of cool.
Why not? I don't care. All right.
22 for Aqua.
21.
21 for Bruno.
18.
18 for Thomas and John.
Wait, what are you rolling for initiatives?
I need one more initiative. Yeah, you're on 12s, and you're going to use the initiative modifier from either Sergeant Washington or John Stone.
Not from yet. 20.
20. All right. That means, Thomas, you got to tell us first, in your physics be damned best outcome of the events, how do you handle the onrush of NVA soldiers, the anti-aircraft weapons, and hopefully liberating the POWs and the captured Ray Delamano in the process?
I pulled out my handy-dandy multi-purpose hacked Vietnamese car, whatever the radio thing that I've been using is.
Yes.
I pulled out the power of friendship. My boosted ability, my whatever ability that I am so thankful to Merc has been pulled off. With these powers combined, I can't hear what Mark's saying. Is that to me? Or is he talking to Sharon? Or Leo. Oh, that's... hey, Leo, it's been forever. With these powers combined, I launched the seething power of friendship into the radio waves that are inundating everyone, whether they can hear them or not. These radio waves are around us, impacting us all. I'm about to sound like a conspiracy theorist. The seething, pouring power of friendship will work its way into the synapses of every single living human being or anthropomorphic styling thereof in the area, encouraging them all to recognize that peace is truly what they want and deserve and need. They will lay down their weapons, come forward, and fall at our feet in forgiveness, asking for forgiveness for being such rage-filled, destructive individuals. And that's what we'll do.
Now that is a hell of a plan. That one's going to be hard to top, but John, you got an idea of what you would do to, in your physics be damned, anything is possible, coolest thing you can come up with to solve this terrible, terrible scenario?
So when the anti-aircraft guns fired, you said they were partially absorbed or deflected by the armor that was around the position, or how?
Yeah, around the gunner's position. Yeah, it's got some armored plates on his position.
Yeah, fantastic. So the the NBA are running toward us, right?
Yes.
They're coming from all over, but of course we're our position is, it's relatively small, and so they have to funnel themselves in. They can't all run in a big mass. They have to kind of get together so they can come in and assault us. So, some of the armor plating that so successfully defend this position against the anti-aircraft fire, I take a huge chunk of it and rip it off, and I go bowling for NVA, and I launch this big giant spinning piece of metal to incapacitate many of them as I can. Some by knocking down, some maybe by outright decapitation, whatevs. And then that's my first move, because I have two moves. So then for the rest of them, I launch myself in a giant spinning, because I jump and I spin almost like doing a high crossbody off the top rope, and take out as many more with my body that I couldn't get with the big flying chunk of metal plating.
All right. Some serious physicality coming from John Stone on that rule of cool.
But
Bruno?
to make it even more cooler, using my static charge, I charge my own body, which is something I haven't done before, but why not? Instead of propelling it from my hands, I actually clasp my hands together and charge my entire frame of my body so that I am a giant, huge 400-pound spinning stun gun.
I like it. Bruno, what about you? In your physics be damned ultimate scenario, how do you deal with all this? You are still muted, sir.
So the big threat right now is now that I'm back on the surface, is we've got these anti-aircraft weapons firing at me and at John Stone's position, right?
Yep.
So Bruno is going to do a little bit of, those are quite a ways away across the field and everything. So Bruno's going to channel a little bit of Avatar and use his elemental powers to launch himself through the air, fire elemental wind burst to throw him at the two anti-aircraft vehicles. As he's coming down, he's going to go and land in like the hero pose, stamping his fist into the ground and do an elemental charge into the ground to cause the two anti-aircraft weapons to get hit by the earth as the earth lifts them up and spins them so that they're facing each other, and are going to launch their assaults into one another. And that's basically it.
Okay. And finally, Aquamarine, in your physics be damned moment.
I would definitely like to assist Thomas with the friendship peace vibe.
Well, if you are really wanting to assist Thomas, there is a team up in the store.
Booyah! I would like to use a team up right now.
Team up.
But
all right.
The powers of friendship and seduction.
Yes. And
so tell us how you're contributing to
it's
this
the
power of
ultimate friend zone.
Yes. That's the title of our team up.
The ultimate friend zone.
Quick question. How many people can team in a team up?
2 is what we usually listed as, but...
Merc just said friends with benefits.
That's better. That's better than the friend zone one.
I'm very familiar with that one.
I love it.
Can I also, since physics be damned,
I'm just interested in hearing how you're helping out this giant, piece of love and friendship for all. Since you're teaming up, what are you doing for your rule of cool to make this team up happen?
Well, I'd like to use my powers of performing arts and seduction. We'll go ahead and do it. I haven't used that specific power in a long time. But since it's themed with friendship, I feel comfortable doing this because it's a friend zone. I would
That's
like
really
to.
more of a relationship, honestly. If it's both friends and seduction, like that's when I'm counseling, marriages. That's really, sorry.
I'm prepared to take that all in. I would like to. I don't think I've ever used like seduction and a singing, but I can.
Yes, absolutely.
Let's give it a big song. I might even I probably have a little snaky. I imagined a flute. I don't know why. It's a really.
You need a piano in a red dress.
It doubles as an explosive, so perhaps justifies that it would be here. I'm also curious, since it's the rule of cool, if I can, and since Aquamarine has 2 attacks, if I can manipulate time, but separately from the goal of making everyone peaceful, just to be able to this would just be for Aquamarine to sense the fox and who is I don't know, I'm just curious about who's the meta pilot behind the fox. And
I see.
I want to use this hand to make time shift over there.
Whatever you're gonna do.
Where I know the fox was, but then this snaky hand is playing the flute with Thomas for friendship.
Well, chat, it's up to you now. I have a feeling I know which way they're going to vote, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I think Sean knows that he and I don't have a shot of this one. So.
Well, see, I asked about team up because if he's going to use radio waves to broadcast his friendship, I'm good with amplifying and maximizing all kinds of frequencies, so I could just lend my help with that.
There's room for everyone in the friendship boat.
Yeah.
Mid-friend zone.
Chat.
So, how's it going to be, chat?
And
Your
it is
vote.
a boat
It's up to you.
because Cook has boating as a skill.
The love boat. Soon we'll be making
Like they're building the
another
boat
run.
still.
All aboard.
I think they're voting. Maybe they're voting.
Should we have a poll?
Should be a poll.
There it goes.
There it is.
Yeah.
And it's off.
It's all good, Merc.
Merc.
Thank you, Merc.
Merc.
Wait a minute. If he can vote, then I can vote.
If you're in chat, you can vote.
Funny. I am not in chat.
Apparently I can't. I don't know what I'm doing.
I voted for myself. So. Mostly because with a -5 penalty, Bruno's elemental magic is not going to go smoothly. So. But.
We need a bigger vote. I like that. Oh, friends, I had forgotten how much fun it is to do this ridiculous show.
It's so silly.
It is what we do. Even our seriousness is punctuated by silliness.
Oh.
I'm so glad that the other Brad is there. That makes me really happy. That one honestly is a lot more stable. Like there was a lot of things that I learned when building this one, because I built this one the night before we did the show. I was in the lobby before something else was airing right beforehand. It was like we did 2 shows back to back, and like there's a dowel that connects it right there. I don't know if you can see that part.
Oh yeah.
There it is. Like that. There's actually I had to drill into this thing with the turkey leg, which is a dog chew toy. Drill into that, then put the dowel in, hot glue it, drill into this thing, put it together because otherwise it would just fall down. There's the pom-pom. There's his face. Hey guys, how's it going? Oh, and then just in case I have one more extra turkey leg. So really, we can have three. We could have 3 of them at some point.
I just gotta say though, it is rather fortunate that the Chad Blaster is not actually in-game, in character with us, because Jethro would be unable to do a whole lot else and would probably eat until he exploded if he had a turkey leg that renewed itself.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
No, that's not good for dogs. That's dangerous.
That's true.
That is very true. And it's hard enough to keep them away from the chocolate.
Yeah. We have to keep ours away from beef now. They seem to have developed an allergy.
Yikes, that's not good.
Yeah.
All right. Do we have a poll result? Poll is closing now. We're about to get our results, guys. All right. I can't quite read it, but it looks like the winner is Friends and Benefits.
Woohoo!
That's right. Yep, we've got ourselves a winner. So I'm going to need John and Bruno to try. They're still at a -5. Let's start with you, Bruno.
Okay.
You're doing 2 elemental magics on you. 2 of them.
Here's the first one. This is for the jump. All right. Beat it by 4. There we go. Oh, wait.
You are able to propel yourself through the air.
Oh, no. I missed it by 1.
Oh, missed by 1. All right. You are still propelling yourself through the air. Your aim is going to be off. This could be a rough landing.
Okay. That works. I'll take that. And then we're going to try the second one for the landing, right?
Yep. And the earth magic.
That's better. I hit that right on. How about that?
All right. You, of course, aren't able to stick the superhero landing by that one because of the throwing yourself off with the wind magic. So you're going to give yourself 10 more damage as you hit the ground. And it's more like a break fall than a superhero landing. But it does propel both of the anti-aircraft guns up so that they open fire upon each other. John Stone, give me yours at -5.
Very well. First, I'm going to use some
athletics.
points.
Yeah, I think athletics. Oh, what's that? Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, fine. Yeah, fair. I'm going to use some points to move over to Stone because I'm 1 point away from Avatar, so I'm going to move over to Pilot.
You've got 2 meta points you can use in the store. You can move 2 positions closer to John Stone if you want.
Yep, that's what I'm doing.
All right, that's going to put you on 10s for rolling on John Stone. Give me an athletics for the hurled piece of the anti-aircraft weapon, and then give me a fighting check for your electrified cross-body block.
So the first throw one, I missed by 7.
No.
And the flying body block beat by success by 2.
Successful by 2. All right, you throw the piece of metal and it just kind of spins through the air over the tops of everyone. But you do electrified cross-body block right into 2 of the NVA in the front of the whole charge, completely knocking them off their feet. But that's mostly because they've all been caught off guard, because here we are in the summer of '68, a full year before Woodstock in '69, where Aquamarine is now putting on a love and friendship concert. And it's a preview of what everyone is going to see at Woodstock in New York in a year from now in this particular metaverse. It is a preview of the summer of love. It is a magical, beautiful live concert performance where in some moment, because of the broadcast sounds of Thomas through the airwaves, everyone from the POWs to the NVA soldiers, everyone there in the compound comes together for a beautiful show, holding hands, putting arms around each other, putting on flower crowns on each other's heads, and sharing in the
all
love,
across the nation,
and happiness.
That's a great vibration.
All you're saying is you're flat-footed and unarmed.
And pulling everyone together in that moment. And they even work together to see the whole group of you off as you load into trucks after the concert is over and head back to friendly lines with all of the POWs rescued, a host of NVA soldiers who have traded in their guns for flowers and peace and love left behind, and a very happy, freed and liberated Ray Delamano, who is very much into the party scene and somehow was able to drop some acid in the middle of your concert and really enjoy it.
I want to use my buff to go full Corporal Cook. And then if someone wants to move themselves somewhere, they can.
All right, full Corporal Cook.
I don't know if there's still a thing if you go all the way, but I wanted to try with the thingy.
He's trying. I like it. I like it very much. You know, you guys are great. You got me out. You got my CO out. You got everybody out of the camps. I can't believe it. This is the greatest rescue mission ever. And that's not the drugs talking. That's me.
Oh, how are we leaving? Are we using the
by
the
trucks
truck?
at the moment, unless of course you wanted to find a faster way, Thomas.
Yeah, right before using the buff, then I'll pull out a helicopter.
All right, and helicopters away. That is it, everyone. They have succeeded in rescuing Ray Delamano and more than 50 other captured POWs, escorting their liberated Marines and taking out an enemy base, restoring the timeline, and though making different events than what was originally recorded in history, still making these 4 soldiers out as heroes in the Vietnam War.
We invented hippies.
And inventing hippies.
Woodstock, they heard about this, right?
Yeah, this is the reason that Woodstock happens in New York the following year.
That's
This,
lifelong.
right. Everyone, I want to thank you all for joining us for an exciting episode of Masters of the Metaverse. I want to thank my cast for being here today. I want to thank Leo for being on tech, all of our supporters. Chat, thank you guys so much for getting us to Boosted. And I believe there's a waffle that somebody won. Now, while we're at home and doing this remotely, it's hard for us to pull off the waffles, but we're adding them all together. And there will be a waffle concert as a result of all failed waffles, and we'll probably bring in some fun guests to do some songs for that and have a good time. I promise you it will be great. But
I'm
make
going
sure
to say on the record I'd like to do at least one waffle. I haven't done one in years, and I miss doing them.
Yes.
You can do mine since
Can I do a waffle concert too?
I
yeah,
won
I believe there's at least 3 or 4 that are currently owed. I have been required to do one of them by Jess Weaver because it was her waffle that she won. So Chris is going to do one. It looks like you could see a whole waffle concert, guys, once we are allowed to get back in studio together. I promise you it'll be great. Make sure you check out Void Jumpers. Make sure you check out the Fantasy Network. Hop on and see if maybe you can be a supporter. Tell your friends, tell your friends' friends, tell your neighbor's dog about Zombie Orpheus Entertainment. Get everybody watching. We want more viewers. Yeah, we love you, and we will see you all next time. Bye, guys.
Be well, everybody. Night.